and supporting those around you. And we always appreciate all of those supporters and our sponsors, and without them we couldn't do what we do.
Absolutely.
So Regina, for our audience, just to remind them again, and if you didn't catch that, it's Regina and Gina. The Regina and Gina show today. How can people get in touch with you as property manager?
The best way is probably by phone, 270-766-1155, or email. It's regina@windingspringseatown.com.
Okay, thank you, and wish you all a great leasing season, and also in filling up all those storage facilities and everything.
Yes, for sure.
So thank you for joining us, Regina. And thank you for watching our HCEC-TV, Brandenburg Telecom, live sports coverage. Hello, I'm Regina Ryan, and I'm the Director of Hardin County Educational and Community Television. And joining me today is one of our longtime sponsors, Sean Rich with eTownExterminating.com. Sean, you all have been with us since the beginning, and without your support, we couldn't do what we do. Can you tell us about the company and when it got started and the background of how it got started?
Well, first of all, I'd just like to say thank you for this opportunity. We love to be able to be in this position where we can support Hardin County Educational Channel with all the athletic sports that we can. We feel like it's very important to do that. As far as our company, we are actually celebrating our 45th year this year, as of this month. And we're really excited about that. But as far as the company, we are a full-service exterminating company. We take care of termites, general pest control. We take care of from bed bugs to spiders to, like I said, termites to mice, whatever pest control that you need.
And how many employees do you have?
Currently, we have around 36 employees.
For those who haven't used your company before, what should they expect?
Well, we do, as far as general pest control, we do a monthly service, and we will come to your house and service the house, but we do a lot of exterior service, but we also go on the inside of the house.
Your services are available for both taking care of what happens inside your home and outside your home. So in regards to a client reaching out to you, what should they expect when they come to do some service inside the home for termite control, roach issue, bed bugs, all the things that happen within the house? What should they expect?
When a technician comes to the house, they will inspect and they'll assess what needs to be done. Everything that will be done will be told to the customer prior to the treatment. We do have protocols in place with everything going on with COVID right now. We will wear a mask, we'll wear gloves, we'll sanitize our tanks, our hands, everything. So we make it as safe as possible for our technician and for the customer.
And exterior is wise.
Yes, we do a lot of service on the exterior. When we assess the property, we'll see where insects are coming into the building. We will make treatments on the outside, but also we'll make recommendations to those customers. If there's something needs to be sealed or caulked, or a door jammed, or a sweep on a door needs to be fixed, then we'll tell the customer about that.
Now, besides that one-time service, it's really important to do monthly.
Yes, we have a monthly service. What we do is we assign that customer with a regular technician. Majority of our technicians have been with us for years, so you'll have the same person each time. But they'll give you a call the night before, set up a time for an appointment. They'll come out, they'll service. If you have any problems in between services, all you have to do is give our office a call, or we give the customer's direct line to their technician. They can call them, they'll come back out, and they'll take care of it with no extra charge.
Now, I know you're located in Hardin County, but where else do you service?
Well, we service all the surrounding counties, Meade, Nelson, Breck, Taylor, LaRue. We service about 9 different counties.
So, not that anybody wants insects in their home, but what are the most popular insect that you deal with?
We deal with, on a regular basis, spiders, ants, cockroaches, bed bugs, and mice.
Oh gosh,
And then we have a lot of seasonal insects. Ants during the summer, we have a lot more because of the rain. And then during the spring, or during the fall time of the year, we get a lot of calls like on crickets in houses. During the winter, we get a lot of calls for spiders and also for mice or rodents.
And so, and you can help out with any of those types of insects and things.
Yes, with doing general maintenance, we can get it where you're not seeing anything.
Okay. I'm assuming annually there might be rise and falls of little critters or insects that might be a little bit more aggressive than before. Is that something that's common year to year?
Yes, I mean, we usually have one insect that will pop out each year, but generally right now that we have had probably more of an uptick right now are bed bugs, and we can take care of them, but it's a lot of prep work for the customers and for us.
I was going to say, anytime you get an infestation, it does take a little bit of time, correct?
Yes, one treatment for a heavy infestation will not take care of it.
Right. You were an athlete in high school. What sports did you participate in?
I played basketball, I ran cross country, and ran track.
And your children, I know that they've also been very active.
Yes, I had a daughter that graduated in Elizabethtown in 2016. She was a swimmer. A daughter that graduated in 2019. She was a soccer player, and I have a son right now that's a junior at E-Town. He's playing basketball and soccer.
Wonderful, and want to congratulate your oldest daughter is a nurse. She's on the front lines.
Yes, she just graduated from University of Kentucky this past spring. She accepted a position at Vanderbilt University Hospital, and so she's down there right now working there at Vanderbilt.
I was going to say, on the front lines, those first responders.
Yes, we're very proud of her. She's taken on a task, and we're glad that she's in that position right now.
Yeah, and it means so much to those that she's taking care of, and so that's phenomenal. Your middle daughter is going to become the next generation of E-Town Exterminating.
Yes, my daughter Abby, last year she told us that she wanted to come back into the company, and so this year she's been working this summer, working with a lot of my supervisors, learning how to sell. She's been working with me a lot on the management side of it and financial, and we're going to bring her up into the company, and so we're really excited about that.
I was going to say, it must have been a proud moment when she said she wanted to continue in that role.
Yes, and I always said that Abby was my dad made over. So it's exciting to see her to, when I came up into the company, my dad always said that I was going to bring it up to the next level. Now I look at Abby, and I believe she's going to bring it up to the next level for me.
That's wonderful. Now, people that would like to get in touch, what do they do?
Well, they can call us. Our phone number is 270-737-6900, or our website is www.muggabug.com. That's muggabug.com.
Amazing. And really, the nice thing about it is you get to talk to a real person.
Yes, we have 4 wonderful administrative assistants in our office, and they will talk to you live.
It really makes a lot of difference. And you're in the communities that you serve. You really give back to that community. And why is that important to you?
Well, as a family-owned company here in the community, and as a product.
Welcome to Central Hardin High School. We're here for week 2 of Kentucky High School Athletic Association football playoff action. It is playoff time, and the Central Hardin Bruins coming into week 2 here of the playoffs, 10-1 overall under Coach Tim Mattingly. They'll be hosting this week from Daviess County the Panthers, led by Coach Matt Brannon. The Panthers are 7-4 on the season, and this is an interesting matchup for several reasons. First of all, let's talk a little weather. I'm Paul Gray. I've got my good buddy Tony Menendez alongside me tonight. And Tony, let's talk about what happened this morning and how that might affect or not affect the ball game.
Well, it looked like for a little while there that maybe we'd have like a wet field and maybe some wet conditions, but the old coach in me, first thing I did, I came out here at about 6:10, 6:20, and I went straight out to the field and started feeling around on the grass to see how it felt, and it felt fine. I mean, there's really no residue from like the rain happening earlier today. I will say they got a good wind going, and we talk about this is really the first like true kind of cold weather game they're going to be playing in for the season for both teams.
So it has cooled down. The wind, as you mentioned, has probably helped to dry things up. We did see a few receivers when they're making cuts in pregame, digging some turf up and maybe even slipping, but footing should be good. Again, there hasn't been much rain, so it kind of sucked it up and drained off pretty well. So, and again, the field hasn't been torn up all year because of a lack of the rain during the season. This is really the first wet conditions of any kind that either of these teams has really seen, but it shouldn't affect the game. The wind, as you mentioned, as we sit here and look at the field, as you are seeing from our camera vantage points, the wind is coming from the left end zone going to the right end zone. We can see the American flag down there close to the scoreboard is really whipping, and it is blowing toward the scoreboard, so from left to right. So as far as kicking game and the passing game is concerned, that's something to look at. So, Tony, again, we've got Daviess County here, 7-4. They were the number 2 seed behind Henderson County from their district. Obviously, Central Hardin, the number 1 seed from our district here. Give me prediction and thoughts about the outcome of the game and what we might expect.
Well, I think fortunately, for myself with you, we've had a kind of a string of bad luck of having a bunch of blowout games, and I don't think it'll be that this time around. I think it'll be a good, hard-fought game. They've seen each other, not just on film, but also in person. They've had a couple times during the preseason kind of thing where they've scrimmaged each other, not just this year, but a couple years before that. So they kind of have some familiarity with each other. It's not like they're going in blind into this game. I would think the Bruins have the leg up in this game just because, which is, I hate it for the Panthers. They've lost probably one of their key players before this game.
So Tony mentioned the familiarity of the two teams. So they've scrimmaged, as you mentioned, and very even.
Yeah.
And so, interestingly enough, however, it was a 7-0 scrimmage this year, and it was Daviess County who won, and they scored on the first offensive play in the scrimmage. It was the big running back Bryson Parm who scored on a 70-yard touchdown. And Bryson Parm, through last week's ball game, has 1,468 yards and 16 rushing touchdowns. He has been an impressive player, the best player on this Daviess County team. He's out, folks. Broke his ankle in the last series against North Hardin last week. They had a tough, tight ball game, 34-27 win over North Hardin. They kind of had to pull that thing out late. It got really tight. They were up a couple touchdowns. North Hardin tied it up, and they had to win that thing in the fourth quarter. So a big win for them, but at a massive cost to their chances going forward. Now, I will say this, Tony. Just watching pregame, it was really impressive, actually, watching how excited this Panther squad looked. They were bouncing around, jumping around. Boy, did they look fired up. Of the two teams out on the field, they looked like the team that was the most excited, energetic to play. Maybe there's a little bit of extra energy knowing that they've really got to pick up again, what's on the line is an opportunity to be one of the last 8 teams playing.
Yes.
In Kentucky football. So that is, in 6A. So it's a big deal tonight, big opportunity for both teams. I just wanted to quickly, we still got about 3.5 minutes until kickoff. Wanted to do a little bit of a review of the season, starting with Daviess County. Again, they're 7-4 team. They were the second rated team in their district behind Henderson County. Big win over Meade County to start the season, 43-14. We know Meade County was a pretty good ball club this year, and the second seed out of our district, and they're playing Henderson County tonight. There was a couple of losses in the middle of the season to Owensboro and Ryle High School out of Northern Kentucky, but again, a number of big wins. A big win over McCracken County. Their loss to Henderson County, an interesting score. If you look at that, 73-35. Daviess County has the ability to score the ball, but they certainly could not stop Henderson County. And we struggled to stop Henderson County. Central Hardin did when they played, and that was Central Hardin's only loss of the season. Central Hardin was up 14-13 at the half and ended up losing, I think, 35-14. So rough second half in that one. But this season for Daviess County punctuated last week with a win in playoff action in round 1 of the playoffs over North Hardin. Again, a big 34-27 victory. So when you look at comparative scores, you think, boy, Central Hardin should be the better ball club. But as I mentioned, when these two teams have met in the past, this year in the preseason, last year in the preseason, the edge has gone to Daviess County in both of those scrimmages. Again, by a very narrow margin, both times,
right.
Very competitive. So I think both of us would be expecting a very competitive game. I tend to think Central Hardin with the home field advantage, as you mentioned, is maybe the slight favorite here.
I think that just that D-line front of Central's has been very dominant in the games they just have taken over. And I feel like that can be where, it's win or loss in this game is can the Panthers keep the Bruins from getting into the backfield and disrupting the quarterback?
Yeah, got to protect.
And we would look at, they do like a wildcat type of option. Can they account for that? Can they shut down what run they're going to try to develop, but can they get in the face of the quarterback and kind of stop what's going to happen?
So we mentioned Bryson Parham out for Daviess County, their top player, their leading rusher. Let's not forget, however, this team is a very solid passing team. Lake Wilson, the quarterback, 1,422 yards this year, 15 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. So he's been fantastic this year. That's number 9, Lake Wilson. Number 8, Jack Ball, is their second leading rusher on the season and their second leading passer. He's actually thrown 71 attempts. As Tony just mentioned, they have a wildcat package that they will run. And Jack Ball is the quarterback in that wildcat package there. He will be a runner and a passer. So that's number 8, Jack Ball. They've got a number of really good receivers. Luke Floyd with 32 catches for 660 yards. That's number 5, Luke Floyd. Now, number 10, Decker Renfro is someone to watch for them. 25 catches. He's got 10 touchdown catches on the season. Had an ankle injury. This is his first game back after missing 2 weeks. So we'll see how Decker Renfro, number 10, looks for the Panthers. Russ Crow and Tyson Sharon, also big producers in that wide receiver core. So they may have to lean on the passing game a little bit here. We'll see how the wind might affect that. It looks like they'll be kicking off and kicking into the wind. So the Panthers will have the wind in their face here in the first quarter. The Bruins will have the wind behind them. We'll see how that might affect, again, the passing game early on for Lake Wilson and the Panthers. So we're lining up here. Number 99, Sean Higgs, will be the kicker for Daviess County. We'll talk more about some of our Central Hardin players as the game rolls along. But again, Central Hardin 10-1. Fantastic performance last week. 33-6 victory over Owensboro Apollo. So high expectations, high hopes for this Bruins squad coming into tonight, and hoping for even more in the future here. So All right, Higgs lining it up. We're ready to go, Tony.
Here we go. And we may even be able to look and get some updates on some of those other games going tonight because they started before
Yes.
this one.
So the St. X male game, if St. X wins, we will, Central Hardin wins, we'll be headed to St. X. The kick is away. It's kicked over toward the sideline. Beautiful kick. Collected there and running across the field is Caden Elmore and never got turned north and south. He gets to about the 24.
Caden Elmore on the return.
So Elmore will set them up on the right hash with the first possession of the ball game. Again, Zach Spurrier, the quarterback, coming out to lead this offense. Spurrier on the season, 684 yards passing and 7 touchdown passes. He's the third leading rusher with 623 yards rushing, so 600 and 600 passing and rushing, and he'll lead them off.
Coming out in a spread look.
Ace formation, and looks like Tucker Walters has jumped off sides. It'll be a first and 15, it looks like. I think they were trying to get a quick, easy 5 yards to start the game, and I think they had the Panthers jumping, Tony.
But they jumped first.
They did. It was Tucker Walters, right guard, who had moved early. So all the way back now to the 19. First and 15, not what this Bruin offense needs, long yardage.
That's one of the things with when you start playing in the playoffs, you can't make mistakes. You got to play really good fundamental football because you don't have room for errors.
Straight ahead to Mason Gardner. He pushes ahead for about 3 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 12. Yeah, you've got to play mistake-free football. You can't be hurting yourself. They're going to give him 5 yards, 2nd and 10. Wow.
Pretty good placement.
Good spot for that one as well. Yeah, he almost got up to the 24, back to the original line of scrimmage. Again, what we would call an ace formation here. 2 tight slots, 2 wideouts. Gardner next to Spurrier, going to give to Gardner again. And wow, they're just trying to push straight ahead, and it's another 5 yards for Gardner. So 2 5-yard carries there. It'll bring up a 3rd down and about 6.
Gain of 4 on the play. It'll be 3rd.
And this gives options when you're 3rd and 6. They could even try to punch another run again. I mean,
They could.
pick up 5 or 6 yards a pop.
Trips formation
like
to the
they're- I
left,
think they're
tight
trying
end
to-
right.
You're trying to set up some play action. No, they're going to pass it on the
Sprint.
play.
Looking down the middle of the field,
Oh,
knocked
good.
away.
Nice
May have been
breakup.
picked. Wow.
It
Big
looked like
play.
number 8 for the Panthers got his hand on the ball, tipped it in the air.
They're calling it an incomplete pass, I believe. Yeah, number 8. It was 56, Isaac Blue almost came up with 8. Jack Ball knocked it away. Braden Robbins was the intended receiver. And good throw right on the money, but
Good play on the ball by
Great
by
play.
the defensive back.
yeah, Jack Ball coming up to knock the thing out. Ball went high into the tip drill.
Yeah, tip drill. Well, he dived almost and popped that ball out, and he did a good job of it.
So it looks like Braden Robbins coming off a shoulder injury. He's been out the last couple weeks. He was feared he had broken his collarbone, but he's back in the lineup tonight. He's punting it away. Got the wind at his back. High kick, which will help. Man, that thing's going. Over the head. It's rolling. Somebody's got to hustle and get down there and stop it before it gets to the end zone. Wow.
What a nice kick and a good bounce.
The wind
Carry that
aided. Yeah,
And
so
that
let's
looks
see.
like-
42 and 22. 64-yard
It looks like they're on the 8-yard line.
Yeah, 64-yard punt for Braden Robbins. The ball was at the 28 on their side of the field, and
I mean, it looked like for a moment it was going to carry all the way into the end zone.
man. So, again, you're seeing already
What the wind can do for
oh,
you.
my goodness. And now we'll see how it'll affect the passing game of the Panthers. They're now backed up in their own end zone.
Well, now
starting
I
at
can
the
see
8.
I also can see the flag for the Central on the sideline, and it's
Yeah, they
blowing
have-
hard.
yeah, they have
So they're
their
supposed to have
flag.
picked us since we've been out there.
So trips right formation, wide trips. I think they are going to run the football.
It looks like they may have got a false start on that one.
Central Hardin guys all jumped and pointed, saying offsides, but we'll see. I haven't seen it really. It is offside. It's on the Bruins, actually. They thought someone on the offense had jumped. Now, listen, they all pointed into the backfield. The back can move. He can't jump and flinch, but he can move and set himself. His hand's not on the ground. He can adjust what he's doing. And so, wow, they've just let the Panthers out. So there's 2 early penalty errors for this Bruins squad that could be costly. So 1st and 5 now from the 13. All right, 2 wide receivers to each side now. Deuce formation.
Oh, they just
Not
ate
much
that
there.
up.
So
Well, number 11 got in there first, followed by 44.
Lamarion Blunt and McKay Payton on the tackle from their linebacker positions. That's Sam Oberst, number 28, the junior running back, is going to take the place of Bryson Parham tonight, and we'll see what he can do. He only picks up a yard on his first attempt here. It's 2nd down and 4. As you could see, such a wide spread. I thought they'd be running the ball with receivers spread that far wide. They're going again. And he breaks through this time. Nice cut.
2 nice cuts.
Wow. Big pickup. So 1st down. Gage Bryan on the tackle. Takes that to the 28. Gain of 14 yards for Oberst. And as you said, he made a couple guys miss.
Yeah, he did. They should have had him back at the line of scrimmage, and he made 2. That first initial cut to evade that first tackle, and then the second cut into the secondary and the linebackers.
Going straight ahead again, and boy, a host of Bruins, including Tucker Walters, hanging on at the line of scrimmage. So
A loss of about 1, maybe 2.
might be a tackle for loss. It's going to be a 1-yard loss for Oberst, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
That was a little play action, but it didn't matter. The Bruins already were back in the backfield. It didn't make a difference on that one.
Now, again, I wonder if the play calling here, running the football, has anything to do with the win, but I think coach is going to have to call a pass, and he does here. Ball floats, but well thrown and caught. So Lake Wilson completes his first throw.
Looks like he threw to number 6, Russ Crowe, and he did a good job of finding that little spot there. And looks like they were in a zone coverage. And just kind of sat and came down with the ball.
They're dropping 8 into coverage. 3-man defensive front dropping 8 into coverage. And Crowe found the opening there in the zone. Good throw by Wilson. So he hits on his first pass attempt. 8:40 and counting here in the first. That time they did jump, and the flag will come out. The left guard there trying to get a number. I believe number 78. That's Miles Miller, jumps early there, and so that'll bring up a 1st and 15 back to the 34-yard line. So an error for the Panthers here. A little bit of maybe early game jitters for both squads. 2 receivers to each side. The give is to Oberst. Looks like Blunt.
Catch a hand of him in the backfield. Looks like he maybe got a
McKay
yard
Payton.
or 2.
Yes. So McKay Payton makes the tackle after a 1-yard gain. Sam Oberst looks like they're going to really, try to ride him tonight like they normally would have Bryson Parham. Parham had so many, such a high percentage of the yardage in the rushing game this year and so many of the attempts. It may just be that this is what they want to do. So 4 wides again. I'd call this a deuce formation with wide slots. They're going to throw the ball. A little bit of pressure from Hobbs. Boy, he got blown up eventually, though. Wow.
And almost picked off there.
So he tried to dump it off to Oberst out of the backfield because nobody was there. The initial rush.
Like Hobbs got in there first.
Hobbs got there, and then the double team washed him past it, but he flushed the quarterback out of the pocket. Yeah. 3rd and 14 now.
This is a big down. Look, this is if they can give him a punt, this would be like a reset down. Start the game back over.
Start over. See if we if the Bruins can't get something going on the offensive side here in this next series.
They're going empty this time.
Empty, trips to the right into the short side of the field, motion across. Quads over to the other side. Maybe a screen. No, they're going to throw the ball down the field, and 3-man rush, and there's a holding call. Oh, interception, Bruins!
They're going to decline that holding call.
Absolutely. McKay Payton, number 44.
I thought the field wasn't bad, but it looked like on that inside route that he slipped. And he actually had a good spot in that zone that was like a little empty hole, but as soon as he went to cut, he just slid straight down.
So maybe some oh, my land.
Oh.
Wow, face mask against the Bruins. It was thrown into the line area, so it must be one of the defensive linemen had his hand in the face mask of the offensive lineman. Well, wow, this could be a huge turn of events.
Yes.
Yeah, first down for the Panthers and a turnover averted. Now, again, you know, throwing into the wind, the first ball was a good throw and a good completion, but you could see the ball kind of floating and being buffeted on the wind. And it may impact Daviess County's ability. Wow, that's the call. So a personal foul, face mask, 15-yard penalty, and automatic first down, although that would get them the first down anyway. It wipes out the interception and makes it 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. So with 7:40 to go, the Panthers will keep possession.
And like we said, this isn't a time to be making mistakes like that.
Third penalty, and we're only about 4 minutes into this ball game. And so the Bruins right now, their own worst enemy.
I think that first series for the Bruins, I think that even getting the drive started got hurt by the penalty. Now they've given up really 2 first downs by the penalties.
Absolutely. Give us to Oberst, but they're going to throw another flag here. I'm thinking it's offsides on the offense. Yeah, motion on the offense here. So their second penalty of the game will make it 1st and 15 for a second straight set of downs. Wow.
Jitters.
I guess.
I guess.
I
But
mean,
when
week
you
12.
but you think by this time,
Figure it out.
you know your stuff.
Sure.
This
sure.
is it doesn't.
Yeah, it shouldn't be an issue at this point. But certainly, game has not been a smooth running thing so far. So Oberst in the backfield to the right of Wilson. Give us to Oberst. He's going to get about 5, so get the 5 yards back.
So we got 2nd and 10.
2nd down and 10, that's right.
It's about maybe, long 10. How about that?
Yeah, long 10. Yeah, it's about right at the original line. So they're on the 49-yard line, over the 50, into Bruin territory. And again, Bruins' their own worst enemy at this point. We'll see if they can get a stop here on this set of downs. Oberst already has 5 carries here in the early going. Deuce formation out of the gun. Gives to Oberst. Just swallowed up.
Back there.
Andrew Hobbs, the first guy to get there.
If the defensive line can do this whole game, then it's gonna be hard times.
That was actually not Oberst. That was Ball on the carry, number 8 that time. He's the running back / Wildcat quarterback who has thrown the ball quite a bit this year as well. So we're going to say a 2-yard loss for Ball on the carry.
Yeah, we got about a 3 and 13-ish.
Yeah, 3rd 12, 3rd 13, somewhere in that area. It's back on their own side of the 50 now.
3rd and 12.
So 2 receivers to each side, that deuce formation look. Very wide set from the running back. And, oh, boy, there you go.
Shovel pass right there.
Shovel pass. He's getting close. Ball, big pickup, short.
Let's see where they place it. That's
yeah, he's 2 yards short. He's 2 yards short. So it'll be 4th and 2, though, in Bruin territory. I wouldn't be surprised.
This is a go-for-it situation,
I
think.
You would think.
I didn't hear.
Yeah, no. So a 10-yard, it's going to be a pass. Going to be counted as a pass play. But when you see that running back set wider than normal, it's either a sprint out pass and he's trying to get out there to seal the edge, or some other sort of like quick toss to him, or in that case, they went with a shovel pass. So they are setting up the punt. Wow. On their own 42.
I would think they may be faking it.
You'd want to leave.
Oh,
blocked. I think that was Walters.
Yes, he got
Tucker Walters. So the Bruins will take over at the 48-yard, maybe the 47-yard line. Wow.
The two back set that are there to protect the kicker just watched Walters come through and kill the ball. They didn't even come up to stop him.
So several errors. When you're an up back, like Tony said, you have to step up and meet rushers. You can't step back into your punter or just sit there and do nothing. The punter also looked like he was only about 10 yards back. Usually 12 to 13 yards is a normal alignment. He was a little tight. There's something wrong
where
there.
he was at. That's why I thought first, well, maybe they're going to fake it.
Yeah.
Because of where he's lined up, and with the 2 up backs back there with him, that they would lead
Interesting.
block or do some kind of like.
Interesting look here defensively. It looks like a 6 front. Going to give to Meredith on the jet sweep.
Oh,
Lots of space.
and
Turning it up and running down the
I think
sideline.
he's got it. Oh,
Blockers in front still. Touchdown, Bruins.
Bruins. There you go.
52-yard touchdown run from Walker Meredith. Now, Tony, they babied Meredith a little bit last week. He only carried it about 4 or 5 times last week because of an injury the week before. Boy, he looks like he's ready to
He's
rock
ready to rock
tonight.
and roll now.
He sure is. 52-yard touchdown run for Walker
And they
Meredith.
brought like a bear front with that almost like a 6-2 defensive look there to
So,
say, hey, we're going to stop the run. You're not going to run. They said no.
It was a 4 front, and they brought the corners up because they the Bruins played it a little tighter. So the corners were like up on the edge, and that corner was not ready to handle the blocking that he saw. And so ball knocked through by Case Van Bleinberg. Big kick for Case. 7-0 Bruins with 5:07 to go, and so they've turned the tables here after a rocky mistake-filled.
A great special teams play.
Yep.
Leads right into a score. That's a lot like whenever you can get a turnover real quick from a pick, and then you hit them real quick with a big play, and they're not ready for it because they weren't expecting like that situation to happen that way.
So quick turnarounds leading to scores, and it did there. And you mentioned special teams, so a 64-yard punt on their first punt, and now a blocked punt from the defensive squad. So that's that's a pretty big deal. Now, Case Van Bleinberg on a calm night is about 9 out of 10 knocking the ball into the end zone. He's got the wind at his back right here. There are some, I would say there's some cars in the parking lot that are dangerous, but the construction zone may be in a little danger here. If he hits this one well, it'll be back there by the.
Well, I know there's some kids back there playing back behind the field. They probably going to get.
They might want to pay attention here because here comes the ball. Scoreboardish area.
Let's see if he can hit that "We Are Central" sign back there.
So last week he actually going the other direction, hit the crossbar on a kickoff with very little wind. So we'll see if he can hit one real solidly here and send it through the back of the end zone. He hits the bottom of the ball, not hit very well, but it is 8 yards deep in the end zone, even though not hit very well. But it's nice to have a kicker that's good enough to where he doesn't hit it good and it's 8 yards deep in the end zone. Well, good start for the Bruins here with a 52-yard Walker Meredith touchdown run on a jet sweep.
It's making for those penalties earlier.
So recovery from those early mistakes. Defense holds even after a big personal foul. So Panthers take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. 5:07 to go here in the first. Quarterback keeper this time. That may be Ball with it. It is number 8. The Wildcat quarterback is in the game. It's
maybe a yard, if even that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That would be pretty generous. I'm going to say no gain, even though he may have got a foot. So Jack Ball.
No gain on the play.
It was almost a Twins look, but they kept the inside receiver played tighter and came across the lead block, but nothing doing. They got a trip set here.
Empty formation. They get it to the short side of the field to the slot receiver, number 5,
Gets our
Luke
first down.
Floyd. So about a 12-yard gain for Floyd. Good throw and catch for first down. So Wilson right now.
Now, we have seen games where the Bruins, when they play against a team that throws a lot, have had some issues, but
This is an interesting move right here. They pull safety Jackson Engstrand off the field, put defensive tackle Andrew Hobbs in the ball game. So they've got a 4-man front look out there right now. I may be expecting a run right here. There's a tight trips formation to the short side of the field here to the left. 56 in motion there. That's Isaac Blue. They're going to run the ball and nothing doing. So listen, when they saw the change at quarterback and Jack Ball in, they made the adjustment right there.
And the only time that that Wildcat look can really work is if
So you
You
see,
throw every once in a while out of it.
that's right. Well, it helps too if you can keep your same personnel on the field. But they just switched personnel back, did the offense. So Lake Wilson back on the field at the quarterback position, and Jackson Engstrand back on the field at safety, back to a 3-man front for this Bruins squad. Wilson's going to make the same throw. Whoa, almost intercepted there. So number 23, Gage Bryant, almost made a interception on that play. They were trying to throw it to number 5, Luke Floyd, on the same play they had just run before.
He was trying to get rid of it quick. There was a good push from those 3-man front, kind of moving that pocket towards him. I think if he would have just stepped back and gave it a second more, maybe he'd get a better pass off.
He would have had to find somebody else because Floyd was blanketed right there. Looking on 3rd and 10 to throw. He's got lots of time. Now scrambling under pressure. Braden Robbins! Big play, Braden Robbins. So back from an injury, sitting out last week, and he's back in there.
4th and 16 or 15 here.
Yeah, so a 6-yard
hopefully they do a better job protecting the punter on this one.
Yeah, well, and
he's way back this time.
He's deeper. He's deeper, and they've got a different set. There were 3 upbacks, now just 1 upback. So they were doing something a little different before. What a bad idea that was. Kick is away barely.
Oh,
Adam
man.
Hobbs almost got it. Oh my goodness. Elmore.
That could have been bad.
Not a bad punt into the wind. The wind is so strong.
Looks like we're going to start on the 49.
So there. What's going on here? Spot the ball, Mr. Official. Then if you got a penalty, you can fix that. He's walking around with the ball.
I'm not really sure what's going
this
on
is
here.
a strange.
I don't see a flag. I don't see nothing.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening here. Going to come over and talk to Coach Mattingly. And so it was a fair catch called. It bounced off of Caden Elmore, but he jumped on it immediately. Again, that was a pretty good punt into the wind.
Maybe the penalty is on the Panthers, and they're wanting to see if they want them to re-kick it.
Oh,
or just take where it's at, or take the penalty.
I don't know. So they've got it spotted at the 49-yard line where Elmore jumped on it. But they're going to make him re-kick it. I think that's a good move because it was a pretty good kick. And with the wind the way it is, they're trying to reset
that's what it looks like. They were wanting to find out if you wanted to take the penalty or just take it there from the 49.
So the ball is
I'm not sure what the penalty was.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. But they're going to back it up now and punt again, which I am in favor of making him punt it again. If he doesn't hit it as well, that ball is going to go nowhere. This wind has got to be at least 20, 25 miles an hour in the face of the punter right here.
It had to be a holding.
They're trying to reset the sticks. They're not doing it correctly at all.
Not. Well, the sticks shouldn't have moved until after.
No.
After they spotted the ball, and they already were walking down.
Yeah. So those sticks aren't really in the right place. I'm guessing they have the ball in the right place. I cannot recall. It's set at the 29-yard line. Punted away again, and he did not hit it well. And there's another flag thrown, and that ball again not punted well even a little bit. And the ball will be at the 40, so they gain the 10 yards. There's another penalty now on the Panthers. Are we going to make them punt it again? Might as well, man. I'm telling you.
I'm going to keep pushing them back.
He's struggling. The punter was struggling to handle that snap. The snap wasn't good.
Holding again.
Holding. They're going to decline that and take it at the 41. Is that where the ball is being? No, it's spotted at the 39. So the Bruins will have the ball at the Panther 39. So you can't pass that up, I guess, that kind of field position.
I don't know.
I probably could because I think he's going to do the same thing again and worse.
If they keep holding them, sooner or later, not going to hold them when you get back there. Maybe block a punt again.
That's a 10-yard hold, man. That guy's back even further trying to kick the ball, getting even more nervous every time he's got to touch it. I would guess. So 1st and 10 from the 39. Bruins have it. Panthers trying to get set defensively. It's an outside zone. Oh, boy.
Good job by number 11.
Yeah, big play there. That's Gatlin Macy making the tackle for about a 1-yard loss. Walker Meredith.
22 for the Bruins did not pick up that block. He should have sealed him off, and he let him get through there.
Yeah, that's Mason Gardner, who is the leading rusher for this Bruins squad. Could not get the block, and Meredith probably should have cut it north and south, and he just kept stringing it out, and nothing there. So double wing look here, tight end to the right. That's Hobbs in the tight end spot. Under center now. They're going to give on the zone to Gardner. Good run up to the 35. So he'll pick up 5 yards on the carry.
If I'm with the Bruins, I almost feel like I want to go into hurry up. It looked like the Panthers are still trying to
figure out where to go.
Get in formation against what they're seeing up front, and you may be able to just like catch them and get more than what you should because they're not ready for it.
Bruins have so many different formation looks. I could see that being an issue. So it is almost looks like a Bears look up front where you've got several guys covered up, but it's a 6-man front. Meredith on the jet sweep to the left this time. Ooh, gets about 3 or 4.
And number 8 got in there.
Yeah, that's Jack Ball again.
That's just another good play by him. He stopped the pass in that one series that almost led to interception, and he's cut it through there. He's got a motor on him.
Yeah, so a 2-yard gain there as Meredith was hit in the backfield but got a couple out of it. It's going to be 4th and 4 at the 32-yard line. Wow, the Bruins very confused. Probably just need to spend a timeout right here. They got guys going every which direction. Wow, overbalanced look to the right side of the field. 4th and 4, maybe trying to draw them off sides and then calling a timeout. They need to get a timeout here. They are
just getting close.
And the center didn't snap the ball. Everybody took off, and the center didn't snap it.
He just held it.
And Zach Spurrier was just standing there waiting for it. So now it's going to bring up a 4th. And that was a disaster. They weren't lined up correctly. They stepped away to get another call from the O coordinator there, and just ill-fated from the beginning here. Honestly, at this point, 4th and 8.
On your side of the field.
I guess you go for it. Your chances of getting 8 are not great.
Their defense has been playing pretty stout.
The other team is about to get the wind at their back, though, Tony. You need to pin them. I mean, I think I'd hit just a tiny little punt down there and try to get it inside the 20. 4th and 8. Play action pass. Looking down the field. Going to the opposite side. Gardner's wide open. Got the whole field to himself. Oh, what great hustle downfield from Hobbs.
Let's see what
touchdown! What a play. Wow. So a 37-yard touchdown pass to Mason Gardner from Zach Spurrier. So listen, Tony, everything is supposed to be happening on the left side of the field. He sprints left, 2 wide receiver pattern on the left. Nothing there. He turns around and sees his running back.
He's wide open.
He's just standing over there. Yeah. So I don't think that's a planned throwback, but he was wide open there, and the hustle from Adam Hobbs to get down the field and get a block in front of him so that Gardner could score was fantastic. So
which led to the touchdown.
To the touchdown. Could have been 1st and goal, but touchdown because of the hustle. So good hustle play, good improvisation from the quarterback, Zach Spurrier, to get that to make that play. We got 7.5 seconds to go here in the first quarter, and the Bruins are up 14-0. Now what we'll see now is we thought this was going to be a super evenly matched game. Maybe the Bruins are that much better and they'll continue to dominate, or is the wind going to make that? Yeah, is it going to make the difference in what's going to happen here? In the second quarter. That's what we'll have to see. Again, Central wants to run the football mostly anyway, so the wind may not affect them as much.
Well, now you're seeing the tendency is if you've got a 2-score lead and you're home starting off the game, odds are you're probably going to win the game.
Well, yeah, you sure do like your odds at 14-0 after one quarter. Van Bleinberg will set to kick here. And again, he's got the wind at his back for this kickoff, so that's helpful.
That's not set
here.
in stone, but it's
no,
it's
absolutely.
good odds.
And again, this Daviess County offense, with the ability maybe to throw the ball a little bit more with the wind, may be able to. That was about 5 yards deep in the end zone as well. So the Panthers will start at their own 20, 1st and 10 here. 7.5 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
They'll have one play.
Yeah, I mean, if they run the football, it's one play. If they throw it and there's an incomplete pass, it could be a second. They need to run the football here, just to get the clock.
And flip
Maybe
sides.
get a couple yards, flip the field.
That win has not stopped. It's been kicking this whole game.
Absolutely. So you have to. So if you run it, then at least you're going to get the win for 2 plays in this first series. So trips formation to the right. Give is to Oberst, number 28, and Gage Bryant there to make the tackle.
Maybe a yard on that one, less than a yard.
Yeah, along with Brandon Barnes. We'll see what the spot. I think they're going to give him a little more than that too, probably. So Oberst picks up 2 yards. When we flip the field here at the quarter, it'll be a 2nd down and 8 for the Panthers. This is Hardin County Education and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunications needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results, with locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, and South Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Take a virtual tour today at eTownApartments.com. For those who are serving our country in the military, a discount is available. eTown Apartments is a family-owned and operated management service with over 30 years of combined experience. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff available for your recycling needs. Located in Elizabethtown on 31W, just south of exit 91 on Interstate 65. Call 270-982-7206 to talk to someone about scrapping metal and recycling. West Point Bank has 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point, or find us online at westpointbank.com. Let us help make life simpler. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple. So right now, in the 4th quarter, it's Male 14, St. X 7. So the significance of that game is that if Central wins and X wins, we're playing at St. X next week. But X ain't doing so good right now, and Male could pull off the upset. If Male wins, it could be Male, but it could be that we would be on the road at either Manual or Bullitt East in the winner of that game. Trinity is up on Simon Kenton 20-13 at the half. Christian Academy of Louisville is beating up on E-Town right now, 26-7. Trips formation for the Panthers here, 3rd and 6. Throw over the middle, incomplete. Great play by Gage Bryant, as the intended receiver was number 4, Tyson Sharon. And wow, Gage Bryant was all over that. Sharon's down, took a shot to the rib cage, and he's feeling it. So they'll have to come out and attend to Tyson Sharon. Oberst had another 2-yard gain on 2nd down, so that 3rd and 6 led to a passing situation and a great play in coverage by Gage Bryant. E-Town Exterminating is a locally owned family-run pest control company. Has been serving Hardin, Meade, Grayson, and Nelson counties and the surrounding areas of Kentucky since 1976. Whatever your pest control issues are, termites, spiders, crickets, general pests, even moles, their team has the knowledge, skill, and training to safely and effectively eliminate the problem. Call 270-737-6900 or go online at mugabug.com. So on those scores, Tony, did you see any scores from Bullitt East?
No, theirs was just
Manual?
Theirs was just showing in progress, and the Meade County game, it just showed in progress. It didn't have a live update of the score.
Okay. So again, if Central Hardin can win this ball game, they will be on the road next week, but because of a new seeding system in Kentucky high school, oh my goodness. So a different punting look. So this is the 3rd different punting formation
I have no
look.
idea what this is.
Well, this is
like a kick return as a punt.
well, but I've seen a lot of people do this. You can have different guys off the ball and on the ball so that you can fake it sometimes. And that's exactly what they were looking at possibly doing, but they're going to punt it away. Wow.
One of those almost looked like a
Rugby?
rugby kick there.
Yeah. So all the way down to the 23, which is where the Bruins will take over. So a big punt there.
And it got a lot better with that punt when the wind is.
Oh, man, the wind at his back. So, yeah, so I'm doing math again. 54-yard punt. That was the quarterback, Lake Wilson, with the ball. So that's what you do in that kind of spread out look. Is what you can do is you can have different guys on the ball and off the ball, so that the defense doesn't know who to cover, who's an eligible receiver and who's not. So it's really a tricky thing. However, it's very difficult to protect the punter if he's going to actually punt the ball. And Adam Hobbs had an opportunity to block that. Wilson had to run around him and kick it on the run. So it worked out well for the Panthers. Little reverse action there to Braden Robbins. He runs over someone for about 8 yards.
7, 8 yards.
Yeah. Big run. So Robbins again has a sack, and now an 8-yard. We're going to say 7-yard carry. You're right on that one, Tony. So 7-yard carry for Robbins, being productive coming back from the injury. It's really good to see him. I didn't think they were going to have him again.
Or he'd have limited touches.
Yeah. So second down and 3 here. They're at the 31-yard line.
It seems the Bruins can be in run mode now that they have the win against them.
Interesting formational look here. Tight end left, now motion across. They're going to give it on the jet sweep to Meredith, and he turns it up again.
Gains about
about 10 on the carry. Yeah, so Walker Meredith, 9 or 10-yard gain on that one. Now listen, that's interesting because they have so many different formations, and they run that same play out of so many different variations that hard to recognize it. You'd think it's going to be obvious, but
it's not.
It's not, because of the different formations and the different looks you're giving. So after the 10-yard gain, 1st and 10, Bruins, they are at the 41-yard line, their own 41.
It's a million variations of wing T.
Exactly.
Jet sweep.
All kinds of differences. So, wow.
Direct snap.
Wow. Wasn't supposed to be, I don't think, Tony. So jet sweep again, and Walker Meredith caught the
worked
snap.
Look about it like another. The spot's hard to see there.
Wow, about
6.
6-yard gain. So Walker Meredith picks up 6 on that one. Be second down and 4. I'm still kind of looking at the defense to see if I can figure out what they're trying to do. It's a 4-man front, and they're bringing their corners up tighter when it's a tight formation on that side. Obviously, the corners are spread way out when there's a wideout. So in this case, trips formation to the left. Whoop.
Nope, they're switching.
Wait a minute, they're switching them. And now there's a timeout. So the Bruins will call a timeout. They didn't like what they had called. Guys were running in different directions to try to get set. 9:31 to go here in the second quarter. This is a HCEC-TV student production, division of Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors: Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, eTownApartments.com, West Point Bank, and eTown Exterminating. Tune in weekly for all local HCEC-TV programs airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable's Channel 2 and Spectrum Channel 184. All HCEC-TV programs on the HCEC-TV YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel today to get your local community sports and events. Special thanks to our HCEC-TV crew: River Perry, Kyler Barkley, Case Taylor, Travion Doolin, Devontae Carney, and our director, John White. So thanks to them. They're the ones bringing you the action. It is getting cooler now, and wow, our camera workers gonna be suffering a little bit tonight. So thanks to them and the hard work that our students are doing here in Hardin County in this TV production for us. So 2nd and 4 from their own 47, we'll call it.
Spread look.
Kind of trips look to the wide side with a tight end. Quarterback counter, yeah. He's only going to get a yard or 2, maybe 2, bringing up a 3rd and 2. So Spurrier, I'd call that a quarterback counter. They're faking the jet sweep coming across, and he's just keeping it straight ahead. They had pulled.
They gave him a decent spot. It looks like they only need 3 now.
So, yeah, at the 49, they need the opposite 49 is what they need. So we'll call it 3rd and 2. It's a long 2. same look. Tight end to the right. Motion coming across. There's the jet sweep.
And he went kind of
Meredith,
wide on it. Can he squeeze
I think
it
he
at the
got
end?
it, Tony.
It's pretty close. Let's see where they spot him. Yeah, I think he got it.
So Walker Meredith picks up 3. Like you said, he had to go way back, didn't he?
Yeah, he had to really arch that and hook that at the end to be able to pull off that first down.
Yeah, number 11 for the Panthers, Gatlin Macy, came up quickly to try to make that bounce, and he did a pretty good job of it. Tackle made by the leading tackler, Isaac Blue, over on the sideline, number 56. On the season, has well over 100 tackles, 116 tackles on the season. So 1st and 10 Bruins from the 48 of the Panthers. It's like a 6-2 front. Man-to-man coverage. Look, yeah, toss sweep that time.
And he almost dropped that one.
One-handed
Look about
catch.
5-yard gain on that one.
So Meredith picks up about 5, bringing up a 2nd down and 5. Braden Robbins checking in, Lamarion Blunt checking out.
And it looks like they're kind of, for the most part, winning that fight up front to be able to get enough blocking going to get positive yardage on almost on every down this series.
So many different looks from this offense. They're going back under center here with a double tight end, double wing look. Deep motion there. Oh, fumbled snap.
Looks like who got on that?
Yeah, I think it was Spurrier that got it. So they lose a yard. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 6 now. So that's a kind of a mental error there. Now, again, he had been in the shotgun for a couple plays in a row and got under center there, and that did not work out.
Yeah, I hate seeing that. Like, that shouldn't happen.
I agree. As a former quarterback, I know every now and again it does. Every now and again. So in the shotgun look again.
Will they try to throw it this time?
Double
Double
handoff to
reverse,
Robbins.
and they
He's got space. Spurrier in front blocking. Oh, wow. It's close. He's right. I think he's just short maybe. Robbins ran over a couple tackles.
Well, the one. Oh, they got
first down.
Yeah.
All right, big.
I said the
big
one
play.
line coach was. I mean, one line ref was over it, and the other one was behind it, and they moved the one over it. So there we go.
So 6 yards, which is exactly what they needed to get the first down. 6:54 and counting here in the second quarter. A long drive right here. Tight end wing left. It's a double wing look with Gardner in the backfield. The give is to Gardner, powering ahead. Woo!
Mason Gardner on the carry.
About a 4-yard gain, I'd say.
4.
He ran over number 7, who is Tice Bean. And Tice got the bad end of that bargain.
They're just churning it away, eating clock.
Being physical, man.
Being physical up
so
front.
physical.
That's
absolutely. That's
I
central
love
part of the
seeing
game.
that.
So we've got a kind of tight eye pistol look. Interesting look here. Haven't seen much of, but trying to run a power to the right. There's a flag. Yeah, it's about a 3-yard gain, but that one's coming back. I think it's a motion call on the Bruins. So a couple yards for Gardner on the ISO, or I think it was actually an off-tackle power play with Lamarion Blunt leading the way. And it is a motion call on the Bruins there. So that'll bring up about a 2nd and 10 now. Ball is being placed at the about the 38.
You got it right.
They need to get it. Yeah, they need to get it to the 28 for a first down. So they need 10 yards here. 2nd and 10. It's 4-down territory. They've got 3 plays. No panic.
No panic mode
in this situation.
Chunk it up. Get a piece now. Get a piece afterwards.
Motion across. Quarterback
looks like he's in a
sweep. Absolutely.
Oh,
lots of guys in front. 15-yard gain. Yeah. Wow. I love that one. So they went tight end, double wing. They motioned one wing across to go into a trips look. And then not only did you have the 3 blockers in the trips look, but then the running back led Spurrier. So you had 4 lead blockers out in front.
It was a different version of almost like a single wing
Yeah.
kind of thing where like they shifted to a strong side type of thing and then just went with it.
So good call by the coaches there. 1st and 10 deep in the Panthers' territory here. They're down to about the 24, maybe the 23, somewhere in that area. 5:39. The clock should be running now. It is.
There you go.
Motion coming, jet sweep. Actually, Spurrier's going to keep
Keep it again. Not
Nothing.
much on that one.
Nothing. Ooh.
Ooh.
Threw the quarterback down 15 yards behind the line. That's not something you ought to get away with. 69 Gilliam Nicodemus and number 5 Luke Floyd there to make the play. It'll be a no gain for Spurrier.
I'm surprised they didn't throw a flag on, like, 'cause they blew the whistle and he stopped.
Yeah.
It looked like he's going to turn to walk away, and he just tossed him on the ground.
4:53 and counting. 2nd and 10 here. Off tackle to Mason Gardner. What a big push up front.
That's a gain of about
It's got to be 5 or 6.
6.
Bring up a 3rd and manageable. Again, this has got to be 4 down territory.
Yeah, I mean, where they're at. And then if you can get another score here, then stuff starts getting a lot harder to come back, even though there's another half of
So,
play.
absolutely. Yeah, this is a big series for both squads right here. For Davis County trying to stay in it, and for the Bruins to try to give themselves what would look like a pretty tough lead. Now, again, they've had it this whole quarter.
Yeah, they're just eating the clock right now.
Davis County had 2 plays, didn't get a first down, and it's been all Bruins. Oh,
Who
ball's
came up with
loose.
that
I
one?
think Davis has it. Sheesh. And it is big mistake.
That is a big play, and that's the second or
Yep.
third mishandled snap we've seen.
Well, that one right there, Tony, listen, remember a couple plays ago when Walker Meredith caught the snap on a motion across? This time they were motioning across in front of Spurrier, and it hit the motion man, the snap did. It never got to Spurrier.
I wonder if they built in a direct snap off a motion play.
Boy, I don't think so. I think that was supposed to be a jet sweep before, and Spurrier catching it and handing it off, and the ball was just there, and Meredith caught it. This time, though, the motion did not get across, and the ball hit the motion man on the side. 1st and 10, Panthers wind at their back, and they've got an opportunity here. Good throw and catch as Floyd with it. Tackle made by Caden Elmore.
So you got a first down, even though there's a bunch
did.
of Bruins on them there. But
So Floyd gets about 12 yards on that one.
and now if I'm the Panthers, I'm going quick. I'm out.
Oh, man.
If you can get a quick score here
Oh, what
after
a
the turnover
turnaround.
and then get the ball back at the half, that's going to be huge.
Ooh. Yeah, that's right. They will get it back. Lamarion Blunt is going to hobble off here. Number 50, Withers is going to check in. It's Matthew Withers checking in for him. Again, it's Lake Wilson in the shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers each side. Looking down the field, throwing it deep. He's got 10 open.
He's got 10 wide.
Oh, big throw and
play.
catch. 10 Decker Renfro making the catch.
Getting it on the, looks like the 16.
Pass complete to number 10, Decker Renfro.
50-yard pass completion there. So, Tony, you want to talk about those quick turnarounds? We had the quick turnaround after the punt block where Walker Meredith went 52 yards. Now a 50-yard pass reception for Decker Renfro. That's
It
his-
looked like they were trying to get them to jump off sides there first before they called their play. Now they're shifting to a trips formation.
Boy, that fumble, that turnover down there inside the 20 could come back to bite the Bruins here. Gives inside, I believe it's Oberst with it. I will have to check the number. Down to the 15, about a 3-yard gain, maybe 4. Actually, it's Jack Ball on the carry there.
You would, I mean, if I'm the Panthers, I'm going to milk the last of this clock out and try to score this touchdown at the same time. I don't want to give the Bruins the ball back before the half.
I don't know, that's kind of their style, is that fast-paced style, though. It's kind of hard to put the brakes on. give it to Ball again. All kinds of space. Woo. From the 15 down to maybe the 3 or the 4. Where are they? Down to the 4. So an 11-yard gain for Ball. They've gone to Ball instead of Oberst now in the second quarter. First and goal at the 4, and this thing could have just turned on a dime. Not going to get the touchdown that time. Maybe a gain of 1 for Jack Ball. Bring up a second and goal from the 3. Ball looks like a bigger, stronger guy than Oberst, and seeing
Bruins look like they're going to a bigger package.
Yep, and I think I'm seeing the quarterback Lake Wilson come out. So it's probably that
Wildcat look.
yeah, the Wildcat look that has not been affected, but Ball's been getting it anyway. Might as well snap it directly to him and have some other guys. Now remember, Ball will throw it. He's thrown 71 passes on the season, so they could get him all bunched in and thinking run, and then play action the thing here. Actually, they're down to like the 2-yard line. It was a 2-yard gain there for Ball. He's got it.
Keep it.
Ooh, he was
stuffed.
stuffed. Woo-hoo-hoo.
What a big down that was right there.
Couldn't see who made the initial hit. It looked like 44 McKay Payton, but then 4 or 5 other
No
guys
gain.
got there in a hurry.
This is a big down.
Actually, that one went backwards about a yard. It's 3rd and 3 now from the 3-yard line, so -1 on that. 3rd and goal from the 3.
The Bruins can hold them up right here. That would be
Wow.
huge after that
Well,
mishandled.
you talk about not giving it back to the Bruins, and we're now under a minute and counting. I think they're going to let the clock run down and call timeout here. The Panthers are just standing and waiting for that, and they will call a timeout with 46 seconds to go here in the half, and Panthers looking to put one on the board here. What do you think, Tony? Is it 4 downs? Are you going to go for a touchdown here if you're Coach Brandon, or do you take the field goal and take the points if you get stopped on 3rd here?
Well, if you get, I take the points because you're getting the ball back.
To start the second half. Yeah.
If they were not getting the ball back, for sure I think you have to go for a touchdown because you can't. Because what happens if the Bruins have another long? If they were getting the ball first, you got another long drive like that. You don't even get to touch the ball for the quarter.
Right.
But with them getting the ball first, the next half, I mean, get your points, score a touchdown. I just want to say, don't be cutesy here.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
Do what you know works.
However, I would say that they're struggling to run the football from that
They've
Wildcat look.
had a couple decent runs, but their offense really has been predicated by that pass getting off.
And it is Ball at quarterback here, so it
I'd
is
almost
their
pull-
Wildcat
I'd almost
look.
do like an RPO play.
They could. Double reverse, and they're going to try to throw it to the quarterback. Knocked
Blocked.
away. And that's just what you said, cutesy.
Cutesy. There's
Double. So that's what's called now called the Philly special. That Philadelphia ran to Nick Foles in the Super Bowl against the Patriots, where you don't run the double reverse and then try to throw it to the quarterback leaking out. And again, Ball is one of your better athletes leaking out in the flat, but there was nothing there. They didn't fool anybody with that. Well, so that brings up a 4th and goal from the 3.
and it
And
looks
they're
like
going
they're
to
going
go for it with 40 seconds to go here. Yeah, I don't know. I think if I'd have gained a yard or 2 there, I would go for it. If I had 4th and goal from the 1, I don't know about picking up 3 yards right here against this Bruin front. It is Ball, and they just jumped off sides. They may have to kick it now. Either that or bring Lake Wilson in at quarterback and run their pass offense, which I think if they had stuck with that before, they would have been fine. And I do see the kicker running onto the field. That's number 99, Sean Higgs. Wow.
Well,
Wow. What a
this is the iced tea kicker time.
disaster. Yeah. So 4th and goal from the 8. Higgs is on to kick. 25-yard field goal attempt. Right hash. Knocked it through, so it's
Barely.
3 points. So, I'm sure that the Panthers are super disappointed in not walking out with 7. However, remember about 4 minutes ago, Central Hardin.
It was about to be 21.
It was about to be 21-0. Central is inside the 20-yard line going in for that back-breaking score. Well, so the Panthers flipped it.
Henderson Meade 0-0.
0-0 Henderson Meade. So Meade County hanging in there right now.
Fighting tough.
Fighting
Green
tough
wave.
against a good Henderson County team. 36 seconds to go here.
Oh, never mind. Now 7-0.
Update. 7-0 Henderson now. They put one on. We've been down there to Henderson for a playoff game before, haven't we, Tony? We should have won that game.
I've been. That was probably
We should have won that game.
my
Mike
DBs.
Lawson, if you're out there, I don't know how we didn't win that ball game, buddy.
My DBs play like
we had 'em on the
lights out
ropes.
that game.
Pretty good. We got beat on those slant routes some, but generally speaking, yeah, we had a couple picks, 2 or 3 picks in that game. So it was a pretty good ball game down there, and we just came out just a little short.
We had a 1 quarter adjustment. We switched our main DB to outside linebacker, and that was the end of the slant routes.
He had a big pick in that game. So the kick is away.
Almost like I pooched it.
Yeah, with the wind behind you, that wasn't a great idea. Caden Elmore has it. He's got
He's
some
got
space.
a lane. Oh my God.
Good cutback. 1 man to beat. 24 is going to catch him from behind out to the 49-yard line. So Elmore, big return. Touchdown saving tackle by Dylan Talbot, number 24.
I mean, you come out and sling it. I mean, you got a couple timeouts.
You into the wind, though, your field goal kicker, who's very good, is going to have a hard time hitting much of a field goal. He could go for 50 to 55 on the other end, going with the wind. Into the wind, I don't know if he's got more than 30, 35, because the wind is so strong. Well, let's see what they do here. If they, doesn't look like they're just going to sit on it.
I would throw it and just see
Might as well.
See what I mean.
You got 2 timeouts. You can run at least 3 plays here. He's going to sprint to his left. Spurrier looking. There's nothing there. He's going to run it and step out. So he picks up 5 and saves a timeout. So you can still run probably 3 more plays with 2 timeouts here. You're to the 45-yard line. You legitimately, to have a field goal attempt, probably need to get it to the 15. That would make it a 32-yard field goal attempt. That would still be tough with the wind.
I'm lining up my biggest receiver.
So they're still playing the 4-man front. 2 deep shell, actually kind of like a 4 deep shell. Spurrier stepped up into the rush that time. Yeah, they need to call timeout if they're going to continue to try. They're not. They're going to oh, wait a minute. Yep, there's the timeout. Took him a while to get it called, but no gain for Spurrier as he scrambled upfield. He's just not seeing anybody open there, Tony, and so he's having to improvise. We'd also like to thank NFHS, the National Federation of High School Sports, and its support in providing live streaming service. Contact NFHS.com to subscribe today for that service, and I've been giving commercials for that all year, Tony, because I've been watching NFHS a lot.
Well, they've got number 6 on the Panthers, who is playing, I think he's playing defensive back.
Russ Crowe, yeah.
I'd put Hobbs across from him. Throw it up. Let's see. I mean.
Yeah, taking advantage of the size of your big tight end is something that we have not done a lot of. But, yeah, some sort of seam route where you get one-on-one with a
Hobbs has
linebacker
got good
or a
Hobbs.
DB.
And he's got a size advantage there.
It's going to be Elmore down here on the bottom, I think. Number 2 lined up across from number 6, Russ Crowe. Shotgun pistol look. They're going to just give it straight ahead to Gardner. Gardner gets a first down, gets 6 or 7. Are they going to call it? They did. They called a timeout. So Gardner gets about 7 there.
Well, everything right now should be towards the sidelines.
Well,
if you're wanting to do anything else.
If you want to try to run 2 more plays, I think that was their last timeout. So they got 5.8. They got 1 play, Tony. They got to just take a shot. So I think it's Hail Mary time here.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have an actual Hail Mary setup or if they're just going to run a couple guys down the field and
go
pick one and toss it to them.
Go empty and
I mean, that's
everybody
what
run downfield. I mean, it's pretty simple.
That is.
Throw it to your tallest guy who can jump the best.
I'm sure Case Van Bleinberg's down here getting ready, but if he looks at the clock, he would realize that he's not going to get a shot at this thing. So, one play remaining. Woo. So Bullitt East 21-14 over Manual. I saw Manual play earlier in the year. We televised the game at North Hardin, and Manual is impressive looking, but they're down 7 right now. They've had a weird season with some really impressive wins, and then some wins that were, beating Butler by 7, and Central beat Butler by about 40. So just some strange stuff. Spurrier looking to throw it deep, didn't let it go yet. Now he's going to pull the trigger on it finally. Elmore trying to get there, couldn't. It's intercepted. Number 11 trying to run it back. This is a little bit of a dangerous spot. Trying to turn around and go a different direction. So number 11 is Gatlin Macy, who's had a good first half. We've called his name 3 or 4 times. Is able to break up that pass. Spurrier just couldn't throw it far enough. He had Elmore down there behind the defense and couldn't set his feet to throw it.
He was on the rollout, avoiding the sag, and just slung it.
So after 15 minutes of play, 14-3, the Bruins are in front. Good first half for the Bruins. They kind of let one get away from them late in the second quarter there, where they could have gotten points and they had a turnover. But we'll be back in 15 minutes for second half action.
Hello, I'm Regina Ryan, and I'm the Director of Hardin County Educational and Community Television. And joining me today is one of our longtime sponsors, Sean Rich with eTownExterminating.com. Sean, you all have been with us since the beginning, and without your support, we couldn't do what we do. Can you tell us about the company and when it got started and the background of how it got started?
Well, first of all, I'd just like to say thank you for this opportunity. We love to be able to be in this position where we can support Hardin County Educational Channel with all the athletic sports that we can. We feel like it's very important to do that. As far as our company, we are actually celebrating our 45th year this year, as of this month. And we're really excited about that. But as far as the company, we are a full-service exterminating company. We take care of termites, general pest control. We take care of from bed bugs to spiders to, like I said, termites to mice, whatever pest control that you need.
And how many employees do you have?
Currently, we have around 36 employees.
For those who haven't used your company before, what should they expect?
Well, we do, as far as general pest control, we do a monthly service, and we will come to your house and service the house, but we do a lot of exterior service, but we also go on the inside of the house.
Your services are available for both taking care of what happens inside your home and outside your home. So in regards to a client reaching out to you, what should they expect when they come to do some service inside the home for termite control, roach issue, bed bugs, all the things that happen within the house? What should they expect?
When a technician comes to the house, they will inspect and they'll assess what needs to be done. Everything that will be done will be told to the customer prior to the treatment. We do have protocols in place with everything going on with COVID right now. We will wear a mask, we'll wear gloves, we'll sanitize our tanks, our hands, everything. So we make it as safe as possible for our technician and for the customer.
And exterior is wise.
Yes, we do a lot of service on the exterior. When we assess the property, we'll see where insects are coming into the building. We will make treatments on the outside, but also we'll make recommendations to those customers. If there's something needs to be sealed or caulked, or a door jammed, or a sweep on a door needs to be fixed, then we'll tell the customer about that.
Now, besides that one-time service, it's really important to do monthly.
Yes, we have a monthly service. What we do is we assign that customer with a regular technician. Majority of our technicians have been with us for years, so you'll have the same person each time. But they'll give you a call the night before, set up a time for an appointment. They'll come out, they'll service. If you have any problems in between services, all you have to do is give our office a call, or we give the customer's direct line to their technician. They can call them, they'll come back out, and they'll take care of it with no extra charge.
Now, I know you're located in Hardin County, but where else do you service?
Well, we service all the surrounding counties, Meade, Nelson, Breck, Taylor, LaRue. We service about 9 different counties.
So, not that anybody wants insects in their home, but what are the most popular insects that you deal with?
We deal with, on a regular basis, spiders, ants, cockroaches, bed bugs, and mice.
Oh gosh,
And then we have a lot of seasonal insects. Ants during the summer, we have a lot more because of the rain. And then during the spring, or during the fall time of the year, we get a lot of calls like on crickets in houses. During the winter, we get a lot of calls for spiders and also for mice or rodents.
And so, and you can help out with any of those types of insects and things.
Yes, with doing general maintenance, we can get it where you're not seeing anything.
Okay. I'm assuming annually there might be rise and falls of little critters or insects that might be a little bit more aggressive than before. Is that something that's common year to year?
Yes, I mean, we usually have one insect that will pop out each year, but generally right now that we have had probably more of an uptick right now are bed bugs, and we can take care of them, but it's a lot of prep work for the customers and for us.
I was going to say, anytime you get an infestation, it does take a little bit of time, correct?
Yes, one treatment for a heavy infestation will not take care of it.
Right. You were an athlete in high school. What sports did you participate in?
I played basketball, I ran cross country, and ran track.
And your children, I know that they've also been very active.
Yes, I had a daughter that graduated in Elizabethtown 2016. She was a swimmer. A daughter that graduated in 2019. She was a soccer player, and I have a son right now that's a junior at E-Town. He's playing basketball and soccer.
Wonderful, and want to congratulate your oldest daughter is a nurse. She's on the front lines.
Yes, she just graduated from University of Kentucky this past spring. She accepted a position at Vanderbilt University Hospital, and so she's down there right now working there at Vanderbilt.
I was going to say on the front lines, those first responders.
Yes, we're very proud of her. She's taken on a task, and we're glad that she's in that position right now.
Yeah, and it means so much to those that she's taking care of, and so that's phenomenal. Your middle daughter is going to become the next generation of E-Town Exterminating.
Yes, my daughter Abby, last year she told us that she wanted to come back into the company, and so this year she's been working this summer, working with a lot of my supervisors, learning how to sell. She's been working with me a lot on the management side of it and financial, and we're going to bring her up into the company, and so we're really excited about that.
I was going to say, it must have been a proud moment when she said she wanted to continue in that role.
Yes, and I always said that Abby was my dad made over. So it's exciting to see her to, when I came up into the company, my dad always said that I was going to bring it up to the next level. Now I look at Abby, and I believe she's going to bring it up to the next level for me.
That's wonderful. Now, people that would like to get in touch, what do they do?
Well, they can call us. Our phone number is 270-737-6900, or our website is www.muggabug.com. That's muggabug.com.
Amazing. And really, the nice thing about it is you get to talk to a real person.
Yes, we have 4 wonderful administrative assistants in our office, and they will talk to you live.
It really makes a lot of difference. And you're in the communities that you serve. You really give back to that community. And why is that important to you?
Well, as a family-owned company here in the community and as a product of this community, I feel like to reinvest into the things like this in sports, athletics, or a lot of other programs that we invest into with the Hardin County school system and with the Elizabethtown Independent School System, that we can give opportunities to these kids that normally they wouldn't have money or the advantages of doing that. And as an athlete, I always look at giving back to these type of programs, because not only are they competing, but they're generating friends and longtime friends for years to come, and that's what's more important than anything is getting these bonds. And I look back, I still have great friends that I played basketball with, or I ran cross country or track with, and they're probably some of my closest friends. So that's the reason. That's the big reason why I like giving back to these programs. Just give them opportunities to be part of something.
Well, and developing those relationships, you know, from assigning a specific technician to a resident to taking care of those relationships that you've established in the community. It's really what it's all about. Well, thank you, Sean, for being such a wonderful sponsor for HCEC-TV and Brandenburg Telecom's Live Channel 1 Sports. Without that support, we couldn't do what we do. And I just really appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much for this opportunity.
Well, now it's time to get back to our live sports coverage. So we're looking forward to seeing those athletes in action from all of our area schools.
Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal helps keep America clean.
Got a car that needs to be scrapped? Older refrigerator not working? We pay Todd down. Call Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling today. Family owned and operated for over 40 years.
Premier Metal Recycling Company, we even handled the unloading. Waddell's Auto and Scrap, now with 2 locations.
Do your part. Keep America clean.
The ultimate Wi-Fi experience is finally here. BBTEL Blast Wi-Fi from Brandenburg Telecom. With new Wi-Fi 6 compatibility and an app that puts you in control of your home network, get ultimate power and performance to every corner of your home. Set up and connect devices, pause Wi-Fi, and customize parental controls, all from our BBTEL Blast Wi-Fi app. It's the ultimate Wi-Fi experience, and it's a blast. Ditch your old wireless router and switch to BBTEL Blast Wi-Fi today.
E-Town Exterminating has provided award-winning quality pest control services to residential and commercial customers for over 40 years. We attribute our success to serving and building customer relationships. We have a variety of services to treat and protect your home or business from moles, mosquitoes, termites, bed bugs, and everything in between.
Welcome back to Central Hardin High School. We're getting set for second half action. We got about 4 minutes until the second half will kick off. Again, I'm Paul Gray. Alongside me, my partner, Tony Menendez. I want to go over some first half stats here and a couple big moments as well. So let's start with Daviess County. Daviess County quarterback Lake Wilson, 5 of 8, throwing the ball for 95 yards. The big strike was a 50-yard pass to Decker Renfro. Jack Ball rushing, 8 carries, 23 yards. Sam Ober, 7 carries, 24 yards. Again, Decker Renfro with 2 catches. He has 62 yards. Luke Floyd, 2 catches, 24. And then Russ Crowe with a catch for 11 yards. Total of 137 yards of first half offense for the Panthers. For the Bruins, 1 for 3 passing for Zach Spurrier, 37 yards. That was a touchdown strike to Mason Gardner. Big play for the Bruins. Zach Spurrier, 6 carries, 19 yards. Mason Gardner, 6 carries, 32 yards. And Walker Meredith, 7 carries, 77 yards. Braden Robbins back from injury with 2 carries for 13 yards. Total offense for the Bruins in the first half, 178. So 178 total yards to 137 total yards for the Panthers. And again, the Panthers picked up much of that on one big play down the field, 50-yard pass to Renfro. Now, the the first half stats kind of favor the Bruins, as does the scoreboard, 14-3. But a lot of what we saw during the first half was a lot of big plays. Again, whenever you talk about big games like this that have a little bit more balance, where you've got a couple teams that are both pretty solid teams, big plays, whether that be turnovers or penalties, can decide things. And so we saw a lot of that in the first half. So, Tony, what were some big plays that we saw that you think kind of shaped the first half of this ballgame?
I think the biggest thing was the turnover towards the middle end of the second quarter, when the Bruins were charging down the field. It looked like they were being pretty decisive in running the ball and not really having much of a hard time to do that.
Yeah.
And then mishandled shotgun snap.
Right.
I don't know if it was a direct snap to the running back or it was supposed to be a handoff off of a jet sweep. I'm not sure what was supposed to happen there, but it didn't happen.
I think it was an ill-timed motion where the motion man was just trying to get out of the way, and it hit him in the hip is what I thought I saw. Now, so that turnover really did shape this half. It was an opportunity for the Bruins probably to put this ball game away. They did not. The Panthers took it down. Now, you want to talk about big plays. You get down to the 1-yard line, 2nd and goal from the 1, and come away with just 3 points. 25-yard field goal by Sean Higgs is the lone score for Davis County Panthers. And so big play for the defense to hold on the goal line for the Bruins. So we have big turnover on one end, big play by the defense,
Big defense
on
hold
the other.
up.
Sure.
Yeah, and then the special team play.
Yes.
That blocked punt early in the game. Maybe another one of those big plays that really set up the Bruins if they can pull off this win. And it is a cold game. You know how cold it is? I just came out from outside. I was trying to get me a coffee. They were out of coffee. They're out of hot chocolate. They're out of hot cider. If it's hot, they didn't have it.
I'm a little surprised because even though there's a decent crowd here, it's not like other crowds. Again, when it gets cold in Kentucky, the
People
crowds,
disappear.
yeah, even though this is the playoffs, and it is a good crowd, folks. It's not, we're not empty here, but it's not like it's been for the last, 5 or 6 weeks. Whenever there's a home game here, there's been a massive crowd, and it's a little sparse tonight, and but they still are running out of the hot stuff.
Running out of the house. I went out just to get me a coffee.
Yeah.
It was done.
No coffee, no hot chocolate, no nothing. I may need to, after the game, stop by and pick up a hot chocolate at McDonald's. I'm a big fan.
There you go.
A little bit of that stuff, but
Free promotion.
Oops. But no, there's so again we've got a big second half here now. The thing that was you were mentioning, Tony, that was a big deal, that 3 points, the field goal for Davis County, they now get the ball. So if they can put together a scoring drive here early in the third quarter, you're right back inside, making a one-score game, where you could have very easily, with 3 or 4 minutes left in the first half, been down 3 scores.
Yeah, that turnover was big. I really think if Central gets that score, it's a really uphill battle, especially as well as Central's been running it this game.
Yeah.
You would think if they, even if Daviess was to score on this opening drive being down 21, you would think Central would turn this game to a snail pace and just grind at that clock and try to get the heck out of here.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. So we'll see how much sense the second half will make. It has been interesting. We've had a couple of turnovers on each side, the block punt, the fumble. We had we'll call it a turnover. Whenever you throw a Hail Mary, you're just putting it up there. So there's an interception there. There was an interception that Central Hardin made, but it was called back. There was a penalty there, so that was a big penalty that really could have.
That could have made a big impact too, because if they had got that interception, that good field position would have been bad news for the Panthers.
So a number of big plays, a big penalty, a couple of turnovers, a good goal line stand by the Bruins that led to just a field goal by the Panthers, and we're about ready to kick it off. Now, interesting, the fourth quarter, the Panthers will have the win, but here in the third quarter, as they try to take over and go down and score, the Panthers will be working into the wind here, and I think that kind of benefits the Bruins.
And I'm not sure if Central won the coin toss and chose that in the coin toss.
Yeah.
To receive to get the wind.
Yeah. Well, they got off to a good start, 14-0 in the first quarter, and a lot of that may have had to do with field position and the wind.
Yeah, there was that punt that Central did that sailed all the way down.
Yeah. Yeah, 64-yard punt for Braden Robbins. So just got a result in overtime. Male defeats, I think, the top-ranked St. X, 22-21 in overtime. Obviously went for a two-point conversion.
I don't like to cheer against teams, but I don't mind anytime.
I don't mind that. It's going to be Oberst. Oberst is just slammed in the backfield. Wow. Nothing doing there as Tucker Walters was there. Adam Hobbs was there, and a bunch of others.
Gaining nothing on that one.
So Oberst starts off second half. Not anything going there. Again, into the wind, you think maybe Daviess County is going to be a little more conservative, running it a little bit more. It is Lake Wilson at quarterback, and against this defense, I think Wilson in their passing game is much more effective than having Ball at the quarterback spot and working that Wildcat. That has not been good. The back is lined up way wide again, and they're going to give him it's play action look, RPO. And Wilson runs for about 6, so a good decision from Wilson. Fake the throw, little run pass option there, and he'll get 6 yards. So he'll bring up a 3rd and 4 for the Panthers. Again, I just think they're so much more effective with Wilson at that quarterback spot. It opens up the passing game. The Bruins can't zero in on just one thing.
And I just like the RPO option when the defensive front coming at you can get to you so quick because it gets you out of the pocket and kind of sliding.
Wilson scrambling.
Tipped at the line.
Yeah.
Almost picked off.
That was Gage Bryant, 23, who tipped it. Oberst was open. He leaked out of the backfield and was open for the first down, but batted away by Gage Bryant. You got to, this deep in your own territory, you got to send the punt unit out.
Let's see which punt scheme they do this time.
It's been so scary. I'm telling you. I was a special teams coordinator here at Central Hardin for several years under Coach Perry.
They're doing that.
And this right
here,
spread
thing again.
I would block this punt every single time. Mason County tried to run this against me when I was at Erlanger Lloyd, and we blocked it 3 times. They had to stop doing it. It's just to me, it's just stupid. He's got to run. He's got to throw it now. And he's going to get sacked.
Just
so dumb.
Fumbled, scoop. Almost a scoop
Payton.
And score, and they were able to catch him on the ground.
Dumbest punt formation I've ever seen. I understand what they're doing. And
how do you feel about it, Coach?
If you want to run it over the 50, let's say you're on the 48 or 49, and you want to give your punter the option of throwing it to different guys, because again, what you can do is you can hide who the eligible receivers are, who's on the line and who's off the line. It can be any one of those guys. As long as they've got an eligible number and they're off the line of scrimmage. So it's a great idea for the fake. But if you're just going to punt the football, which you need to do here, you've got to punt it. There's no way to block that. And so he had no chance.
It's that cutesy crap. I can't state it. Just punt the ball.
The Bruins have the win. They have the ball, and they got Mason Gardner slamming ahead for about 8 yards. They started at the 23-yard line, which is where McKay Payton ran the fumble back to.
And this becomes like a very
7-yard game.
Deflating situation.
Oh, goodness.
When you're the we've been on the defensive side as coaches, it does not feel good to be sending your unit out.
you're just looking at the other guys like, why would you do something like that? Gardner breaks
I
it
think he's gonna
outside left, cutting it
cut
back.
back.
Ooh, down to the 5, I
5.
think. Maybe inside the 5. Good run there for about 12 yards for Mason Gardner. First and goal from the 5, and so the Bruins take this. We talk about big plays just before the second half starts. Well, there you go. There's a huge one. Coach, I don't know.
I mean, you build habits as a team based off success. I mean, I guess they've had success with that formation against other teams. But I mean, with how the defensive line, which most of the guys on the punt return unit are the starting defensive linemen, why would you?
Ooh.
Oh, they got.
Oh, fumble! Wow, they just took the ball from Zach Spurrier. That's Jack Ball, number 8. So they ran a quarterback ISO, and Spurrier is running straight ahead with the ball. He was held up, and Jack Ball just ripped the ball out of his arms there. So another turnover.
That was a big turnover.
Wow. Again, the Bruins have an opportunity to put this game away, and they can't do it here. So that's twice inside the red zone, this time at the 5-yard line, where they're going to turn it over. So they'll take over, will the Panthers. The ball is on their own 9. Again, the wind is into their face, and this Bruin defense is giving them fits. We'll see if they can make something happen here off of the turnover. So another big turnover here. Give us to Oberst. Big run. Cuts it back. Plows forward. 6-yard gain, 5-yard gain, depending on the spot here. I think they're going to give him 6. Out to the 15, so good carry for Oberst.
The Spurrier's kind of holding his head down. He needs to get a head back up. It's okay. I mean, give another series come back. You got a 2-score lead.
Yeah, you'd rather be up 14-13, 14-3 when that happens and not down a score and really, shutting your team down. But, yeah, you got to take care of the football.
Looking to pass
Well,
here.
it's actually ball this time. Gosh, I hate that. Wilson needs to be on the field.
And he is tagged maybe a yard.
I don't think he got the first down. Yeah, I think he just got a couple. It was Adam Hobbs chasing him down from behind. You're right, 1 yard. They'll bring up nope, he's moving more. 2 yards there.
Yards.
So third down and a long
this
one
is
or two maybe.
Really big play. Now, from the Bruins, I'm looking for, of course, they're going to try to pull some silly crap like try to get you to jump off sides on this one.
Absolutely. That's exactly what this Panthers offense ought to do. Try to get a cheap one here and get it outside the 20. They're at the 18-yard line. They need about 1.5 yards for a first down. Trips formation to the left. It's empty backfield. Straight ahead with the court. Jeez.
Nothing.
I mean, he lost maybe 1 yard, maybe 2. Adam Hobbs there immediately. Brandon Barnes there to help. He lost 1 yard. And so listen, Tony, I'm being a little harsh right now, aren't I? That's a horrible call. Yes. You go empty in your Wildcat look. The Wildcat look should be a power running formation. You go, look at the punt formation now. They got tight punt.
No, and
they're going to try to get it out of there this time. Great idea, Coach. Not a bad kick. Again, the wind is going to just kill it. And it's going to be at about the 35 or 36. A great starting field position for the Bruins again. But again, at least they're able to get the punt out of there.
They did that trips empty look. And and I'm going to give my hat.
Got no leading blocker.
I mean, they must have scouted that because they didn't even have to come out to cover the trip option. They just went to play the run on that. They did not fall for it.
They still had their 3-man front, but they had 2 linebackers downhill in a hurry. They were all over that third down carry. I just nobody on 3rd and 1 is fooled when you run the football there. It's not like it was some sort of a tricky, quarterback draw play, QB draw. It was just a QB run straight ahead and get smashed. Give it to Gardner to a heavy left side.
Gains about 5 on that.
I think he got 5, so bring up about a 2nd down and 5. Taking it down to about the 26. No, wait a minute. Where are they here? They're at 31 now. So a 5-yard gain down to the 31. They need to get to the 26. heavy formation to the right side. They're going to give it to Gardner again.
Nice
just
block.
smashing ahead. And that's going to be a
41
first
on
down.
the
That's
block for the Bruins.
that's
Just
Adam Hobbs.
Just
Yeah.
push this guy downfield.
The outside linebacker just got knocked about 8 yards back off the ball. So good carry there. Again, that's Gardner picking up about 8. And first and 10 from the 24. They're on the right hash, and they're just going smash mouth right here.
And one, I mean, they've been successful with it, so I think.
So they've got that. They're going to go jet sweep. No, they're not. Toss sweep to
Toss
Braden
sweep.
Robbins the other way to the short side of the field. Robbins has space.
Space.
Turns it up.
Right.
Wow, good
Wow.
run. He's a power runner, but he looked good that time out in space. Got a 16-yard gain down to the 10.
Down inside the 10-yard line.
So we're going to give him 16 for Robbins.
So first and goal, 10
First
yards
and
away.
goal from, they're going to put it at the 9.
Gain is good.
So first and goal here. Well, attempt number 3 from the red zone. Again, they had 2 early, first quarter touchdowns.
No shotgun motion.
Yeah, well,
Jet
it's
sweeps.
a shotgun, but it's the single wing kind of a look. They go straight ahead to Gardner.
Get about
and
2, maybe 3 if they got lucky.
Gardner on the carry.
Well, that's number 30, Demarion Garner making the stop there. The linebacker, actually the defensive end, getting in there to make the stop. So 2-yard gain for Gardner. Second and goal from the 7. Now, again, a field goal here for the Bruins isn't the end of the world either. It stretches it back to a 14-point game, and with the win behind you, it's easy pickings for Case Van Bleinberg. Hopefully for the Bruins, they can get it in the zone. Jet sweep.
I got a holding on there.
So Gardner gets inside the 5 to about the 4 on a 3-yard gain, but that thing is probably coming back.
Yeah, he threw that flag before he even cut the corner. I'm not sure who the holding's on.
So it is a hold. That's going to probably make it a second and goal from about the 17-yard line. I got to think that hold was somewhere near the line of scrimmage. Let's see where they spot it for sure. That is a spot foul. It looks like it will be at about the 17. So second and goal from the 17 now for the Bruins. And it doesn't take running the football out of the picture here. The Bruins are such a solid running team.
No, and
They
like you
can
said,
do that
They
still.
could go with a field goal if they,
That's exactly what I would expect to see here.
I mean, they can get like half of it here. Oh, keeper, but look, he stumbled there, lost his footing a bit.
About a 3 or 4 yard gain for Spurrier, and that's going to bring up a third and about 13 or 14. Let's see where they've spotted it. They're spotting it actually at the 15, so a 2-yard gain. Yeah, he did stumble coming out of the blocks. They tried to run that to the weak side and have Hobbs and Gardner leading him. And they ran up in there, and he was just a little bit back as he had lost his footing. It's the second or third time we've seen people lose their footing out here, so it's a little slick. Here's the single wing under center look, though. It is
Pass
play, not surprising. But Robbins,
almost picked off, and then almost caught off to pick off.
Robbins.
Number 8 was there.
Yeah, that's Ball. Again, Jack Ball's made a number of plays, but it looked like Robbins had a step. Ball may have been just a hair, but it's just a good defensive play, honestly, because Robbins had a step. It looked like the ball was on the mark. Just a great play by Ball. So it will be Van Bleinberg coming on to attempt the field goal. That'll be about a 33-yarder. He's got tons of leg. He's just got to get it going the right direction here. Kick is up, man. He killed that.
Yep.
Right through. That thing, again, was good from 45 or 50 because he killed that thing. So 3 points for the Bruins. They did need points. Certainly they're not putting this game away like you'd hope to see. You get up 3 scores late in the second half, you've pretty much got the thing salted away.
Yeah, they kind of
still 2 scores.
sputtered 2 times there.
Yeah.
Well, really 3 times in the red zone. Twice with 2 turnovers, and once this drive here being held to 3. But I mean, 2 times they could have really put this game away, and they missed those opportunities.
So with 3:56 to go, the good thing is that the drives that they've had have eaten a lot of clock, and we're late third quarter already.
The wind's blowing hard, knocked the ball off the tee.
Yeah. So a 2-score lead here. We'll see.
And Weinberg on the Brazilian bench kickoff. Ball goes out of the back.
So that one finally, Case hit one really well on a kickoff. It is actually laying on the track back by the scoreboard. So that was a heck of a kick by Van Bleinberg, as he nailed that one way out of the back of the end zone there. So we got 3:56 to go here. We're going to take a look
at some of the scores.
Let me give you some updates here and talk some playoff possibilities. We have a final from the X-Male game. St. X is the number 2 seed, Male the 14 seed, but Male pulls off the massive upset, winning 22-21 in overtime. That's a big deal for us as well. Oh, what a throw and catch. Floyd comes down with it, and he is bowling his way over the 50. So a 32-yard completion.
And for a moment there, I thought it may have turned into interception because it kind of got bobbled up there in the air, but he was able to maintain control of it and come down with it and then gain some.
So 32-yard catch there is a big deal. Ballard is up in the third quarter on Ryle. So Bullitt East is up 28-21 on Manual. Manual's trying to stage maybe some sort of a comeback here. Now the importance for us here is if Central Hardin can hang on and win this ball game, which Lake Wilson at quarterback there is trying to have something to say about that. He gives to Oberst here, hitting the backfield, makes a good cut. It's going to be McKay Payton and Lamarion Blunt making the tackle at the line. No gain for Oberst. So Central Hardin, trying to find the Central Hardin score listing because it'll give us their Louisville Central.
Second and 10 at the 48.
So what's happening, folks, with the playoffs? It's a brand new situation this year, so it's not set in stone who you play in the third round of the playoffs. It is a they reshuffle based on seeding for next week, so we don't really know who we're going to play. If St. X had won because they're a higher seed and we're a lower seed, another good throw to Floyd.
Yes.
Is boy, and he is again. He bowls his way to the 30, so an 18-yard completion there.
Complete to number 5, Luke Floyd.
Might be putting the cart in front of the horse here as we're talking about playoff scenarios for the Bruins. They've got to win this ball game with 2:15 to go. That's 2 big first downs, and it's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line for
you can't get last days to go before the game's over with.
So the one thing we do have a pretty good idea of is there's almost no way Central Hardin would have a home game next week because of the seedings. Central Hardin is I was trying to look to see if you can find ours on there, if there's even a listing.
Whoa.
The seeding, Central Hardin is a lower seed than most in this playoff scenario in the top 8. Now again, the fact that the number 2 squad, St. X, was knocked out could possibly help us, but there's a good chance we would be at Manual, at Bullitt East. I don't think we would go to Male because Male is a lower seed. It doesn't have a seed by our name, does it? No. So that just tells you that we are a much lower seed than most of the other teams in the playoffs. Even though we are the district champ, there are several teams seeded higher than us from other parts of the state, especially in Louisville, where several of those teams are, all the top 5 teams are there. Scott County, some of those teams are all top 5 to top 8 teams. So there's a good chance we would be on the road next week, regardless of.
Oh, nice cover there.
Good tackle by the safety coming up. It's Caden Elmore making the tackle, But Oberst picks up
Good
quite a
shot.
few there. It was 1st and 15 after the penalty. He picks up 9, so it'll be 2nd down and 5 now.
There was a good blocking up front. They created that lane for him, and he was able to just cut right through there,
Yeah.
get all the way to the 2nd level. Almost, it took the 3rd level to come down to get him.
2nd and 6 at the 26. They need the 20-yard line, do the Panthers. They've got a running look in. They've got ball at quarterback. This is their Wildcat look. They give it to Oberst again. He gets 2 on the carry, so it'll be a 3rd and 4.
And this is, of course, all 4-down territory.
Gotta
the rest
be.
of the game.
Yeah. And again, especially with the wind in their face, you're not going to expect to see them kick a field goal, and they need 2 touchdowns to tie it up anyway, as you were mentioning here. So 3rd and 4, they can continue to run the football here to try to pick up the 1st down. The scenarios I'm hearing for Central Hardin is, again, with the St. X win, we were going to St. X. St. X has lost to Mayo. The other option was the winner of the Manual Bullet East game. We might be headed that direction, so it might be one of those 2 schools.
A little slip
Ooh,
pass
there's the
again. That
shovel.
But they were ready for it that time. They had 2 guys sitting there as soon as he tossed it out there.
Braden Robbins and Brandon
And
Barnes.
that's a
spread
loss
that
of
one.
yards.
Yeah, they lost a yard on that. It'll bring up 4th and 5. Like you talked about, getting cutesy when you have an opportunity with a 3rd and 4 to pick up a few here and a few there.
And they've been successful running that series.
They
And
have.
it's 4-down situation, so why not just do a regular run? Or what's, maybe a zone read.
And it's Wilson who's back on.
We
They
get
go
that
empty
trips,
again.
They go empty again, trips to one side. He's going to throw it this time.
Looking for. Oh, good
Wide
throw and
open.
catch.
And
Inside
that's going to
the
be a
5.
touchdown.
Nope. To the 3. Number 10, Decker Renfro on the catch. So a 22-yard gain. And again, Lake Wilson has been effective throwing the football. He is 4 for 4 here on this drive and in this half, throwing the football. So that's the end of the 3rd quarter. 17-3 Bruins, but the Panthers threatening to score here. 1st and goal they're going to call it the 2-yard line. This is a Hardin County Education and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming is sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunications needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results, with locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, and South Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Take a virtual tour today at eTownApartments.com. For those who are serving our country in the military, a discount is available. eTown Apartments is a family-owned and operated management service with over 30 years of combined experience. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling is a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff available for your recycling needs. Located in Elizabethtown and 31W, just south of Exit 91 on Interstate 65. Call 270-982-7206 to talk to someone about scrapping metal and recycling. So here we are, Tony. 1st and goal from the 2.
Like, can they do another stand like they did last time?
That's the last time they were in this. Now, the Panthers moved the ball in that series, throwing the ball into the wind. They'll have the wind at their backs for the 4th quarter. That's what scares me here. Is it's a 2-score ball game, and the Panthers have the wind now. With that passing game, they certainly are not out of this. And if they can put one in the end zone here, it's going to get really tricky for the Bruins. Interesting backfield there. This is their Wildcat look.
Looks like he
ball just short of it. Boy, they had a lot of space, and someone came up and made a big hit there. I couldn't see the number on the far side of the field. So 2nd and goal from the 1 after a 1-yard gain from ball. Again, they have not been super effective. They finally went to a power look out of that Wildcat with 2 up backs to the left, and ball followed those guys. 11:26 and counting here. 2nd and goal from the 1. And it looks like they're going to go with ball here. This is the way they do this. They go into this Wildcat look at the goal, and I'm sure it's been super effective for them during the course of the season.
They got the up back this time.
2 up backs and the running back, and smashed again.
Looked like he just stopped him right
Hobbs.
there at the line of scrimmage and said, "Don't go in our end zone.
Man, Andrew Hobbs was there in a hurry.
What a play by the
Several
defense
linebackers.
there. I mean,
Tucker Walters was there. Adam Hobbs. No gain again.
If this D-line gets a stop, I told you this D-line's it feels like the backbone of this team.
I'm telling you, they may get it in here with this Wildcat look on 3rd and goal from the 1. They need to go to their normal personnel package. That quarterback, Wilson, is really good in space, makes good decisions, throws it well.
Looks like we got a timeout.
Timeout, yeah. So Daviess County wants to talk it over on 3rd and goal from the 1. Again, you talked in the first half. Don't get cute here.
Yeah.
And they did in the first half, and it didn't work out for them. Man, you got 2 opportunities here to get this one in the end zone still. You just have to be sound. You got to be sound.
But your main
right
quarterback
now,
in. And
they are not sound. They're not blocking people up front. If you can't get the front 4 blocked or the front 5 blocked, you're not going to score at all. You've got to get those guys blocked. And then you don't have any trouble scoring the ball here.
I would not have confidence in that right now.
Yeah, they don't have confidence in anything on the goal line right now, I don't think. West Point Bank has 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Find us online at westpointbank.com. Let us help make life simple at West Point Bank. Hometown banking made simple. So 3rd and goal from the 1. 10:26 remain in the ball game. It's the 4th quarter. 17-3 Bruins in front.
And it looks like they're going back to that.
Yeah, yeah.
They're stacking it.
No, they've got the same formation. They've got 2 up backs to the left and the running back, Oberst, next to the quarterback. They're now going to take one of them and go to the right side. That's their leading tackler, Isaac Blue. He's a lead blocker here.
Nothing.
Again. Nothing.
And I think he may have lost a yard on that one.
Again, they couldn't block Tyler Caudill. 69 makes the play. McKay Payton, 44, was there to make the play.
It looks like it was a rollout pass, out of that set where he was looking to throw, and then if it wasn't there to go for it, but nobody was open, and they were back there quick.
They're just going to stick with this look and just keep getting smacked in the mouth. Obviously, they are not good enough to just run over the Bruins into the end zone. If they could spread the field and get a couple guys out of the box in their normal look, they might have a better opportunity. But everybody is playing run right now for the Bruins. Ball running wide, going to throw it, not even close. Not even close. Knocked down. So a goal line stand again.
Just stops them on that series.
So listen, Tony. So you have your second best passer rolling out to throw the ball. You've got 1 receiver in the route. There was some sort of a comeback on the sideline, and the guy was blanketed. So when you have that option covered, the kid playing quarterback, who isn't your quarterback, has no chance. He's got nowhere to go with the ball.
Even in that set, I would almost have that tight end block and then release immediately coming across with that rollout, but
yeah. Well, they didn't even have a tight end in that look. They were running 2 wide receivers, 1 to each side, and they had 3 backs in that Wildcat look. Now from their own 2-yard line, just going to try to get off the goal line here will the Bruins. Mason Gardner maybe got a yard. Did he get a yard? They're starting at the 2. No gain for Gardner. So certainly
you want to get it out of the end zone so you can at least punt it.
Well, certainly Daviess County right here with 9 minutes to go and down 2 scores. Their best opportunities to hold here, force a punt into the wind, and they'll get the ball, at about the 25 or 30-yard line if they can get them stopped right here. This Bruin front is going to try to get enough push. And again, they are playing like a Bears front. They've got guys stacked over the guards, stacked over the center. Toss, sweep. There's space over to the right side. A lot of movement. Wow, big
like about
run.
A gain of 7 on that.
Maybe 8. Maybe 8 or 9. It's close to the first down. Mason Gardner on the toss sweep there.
No, that's 8. You're right, Coach.
Yeah, boy.
And it was a long 8, too.
Yeah, he picked up 9. We're going to give him. So Mason Gardner on the toss sweep there. A little scary to toss the ball back into your end zone.
That made me nervous.
But They got a good push on that side, had several guys pulling and out in front of that toss sweep action, and just a big play to get off the goal line. And now 3rd and 1, it should be something they should pick up here and keep running the clock and keep possession here.
Figured quarterback keeper just going right up the middle.
And that's what they did. I think he's got it. It was a good push at the point of attack.
Yeah, but he's got a first down.
2-yard gain. They'll move the chains. And I'd say, honestly, Tony, as long as the Bruins don't make some massive error or turnover like they've had several of, up 2 scores, 7:59, and the clock running, and you've got the football, man, 2 or 3 first downs and this game's over. And right now, I feel pretty good about that.
Even if they turn it over further down the field like they did that first series or that second series before the half, if they can get the clock down that far, I mean.
Oh, absolutely. It'll be over. They're going to make a big trade on the line of scrimmage there, taking the strong side to the right. Gardner going behind that strong right side.
Man.
Oh,
my God. Oh,
12-yard gain.
To breaking that.
Yeah, the safety was the last guy and made the tackle there. Gardner is hurt, though, coming up, hobbling. He is putting a little weight on that leg, but not much. He is. Left leg is hurting. They've got to get somebody for him. It'll be Michael Cammons in 25 checking into the lineup. So big 13-yard gain for Gardner there. He's been the workhorse here in this second half.
Putting a little bit more weight on the sideline on it.
He's trying to work that thing out. He may have taken a helmet on there or something, or twisted it a little bit. 1st and 10 from the 28, 7:06 and counting. That's the number, is the clock. Give to Cammons in straight ahead. He gets maybe a yard. He's almost to the 30. His first carry on the ball game. So Cammons in coming off the bench, kind of cold.
Well, I mean,
give it to him right away.
The goal is milk that clock.
So they only give him a yard to the 29. 6:41 and counting now. And again, take your time getting the call in. Take your time getting to the line. Use the clock as you're trying to create first downs. So you got overbalanced line left. Motion coming across from Blunt to the right side now. It's just a double wing formation look here. And there's a flag coming out. It's motion. Somebody, I think, put their hand down and then
got up and moved, yeah.
False start against the Bruins.
Yeah. So what was 2nd and 9 there is going to become 2nd and 14. And that flag stops the clock as well. So 6:16 to go in the game here. You got to feel pretty good if you're a Bruin fan. Up 2 scores on Daviess County here late in the ball game. Again, trading strength of the formation here. It is a double wing look. Tight end to the right side, split into the left side. Motion coming across.
Jet sweep.
Jet sweep. I
Cut
believe
it
that's
up
Meredith.
and take it out.
He got out of bounds. He's going to pick up about, looks like 4 or 5 on the carry.
No.
Going to get back. Yeah, he picked up about 6 on the
Give
carry.
him a little bit more on that.
It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 9 after a 6-yard gain there from Walker Meredith on the jet sweep. 5:49 to go. Again, the clock stopped on the out of bounds there. Tight end wing left. 2 split receivers to the right. Motion across. They're going to go sprint pass. Throws to Meredith. It's completed, but nothing there. Good tackle. I'm looking for the number. Is that 8 again? Is that Ball?
Yep.
Jack Ball's been so good in coverage. He's been good running the football when he's the running back. He has not been good running the ball in that Wildcat look. It just limits what they do, and Central Hardin is just, we saw that, Tony, in that first series when they went to the Wildcat, and Central Hardin substituted a defensive lineman for a safety. And so as soon as they see number 8 at quarterback, that Wildcat,
they don't respect the throw on it.
No, they're going to jam up the run and stop the run. They're more effective running the football against a 3-man front of the Bruins. And so, if they can simply get their base look on the field, with Lake Wilson at the quarterback and maybe Jack Ball at the running back spot, they've been way more effective. So it's going to be 4th down and 9, punting into the wind, 5:33 to go. Again, with the wind, I would say that the Panthers are still in the ball game. They've burned a couple of timeouts here, trying to score on that last possession. So they are down to just 1 timeout. So they're in a bad way here. Punt is away safely. It's obviously getting knocked down by the wind. It's going to be right at about the 50-yard line, which is where the Panthers will take over. 1st and 10 at midfield. Now listen, Tony, we've been here before as coaches with Coach Lawson. I'm remembering the Greenwood game.
Yep.
Where we scored several times late in the game. Actually threw a touchdown pass with 4 seconds to go, going the same direction with the wind. Jared Cromartie caught a touchdown from Russ Morse to tie the game up and go to overtime. So we've seen people put 2 scores, 2 touchdowns on the board in 5 minutes. They've just got their work cut out for them.
They've hit some good deep passes this game. So, I mean.
Trips right. Wilson looking deep, too. He wants to throw it deep. Hobbs flushes him out of the pocket. He's going to look deep. He's got a man open.
Wide
Renfro steps out at about the 1-yard line. Here we go again.
That
48-yard pass.
A broken play. Receiver with awareness to come back to the ball, back to the quarterback. The safety lost track of him.
Man, 48 yards, Tony, down to the 1.
I know the Bruins like it right here.
I'm going to say, here we are, 1st and goal. They've had goal to go from the 1 twice and got 3 points out of it. Here they are again. Let's see if they've learned anything. Or maybe they will punch one in. Eventually, you figure even out of this look, you punch one in.
12 times.
No. Hey, look. Coach is smartening up. It's Wilson on the field. They're in their base look. They've got a little bit tighter splits than they had before, but they know they don't want to go in that.
And the ball's knocked down.
No, it hit the ground.
Hit the ground, yeah.
Not a touchdown.
I think it was tipped by.
Yeah.
Who got that?
Trying to get it to Crow.
I think it was Bryant knocked it down.
Gage Bryant there from his outside linebacker spot to make the play. So 2nd and goal from the 1. I like that a lot better because you've got a quarterback. You've got several receivers in the route. You got a quarterback throwing the ball. And honestly, they can possibly, because if they'll spread the field out, they'll take a couple of defenders out of the box. You give yourself a better chance to run the ball. All right, Wilson running over to get a call from the coach. Something was wrong with their communication there. And 2nd and goal from the 1. How many tries does it take to get in from the 1? Well, so far they've had about 7 opportunities, and they've gotten 0 of them in. They have spread it out now into a they're going under center, and they fumbled it.
And the Bruins got it.
So here you go. Let's talk about this one. I'm sorry. I know they're a 7-4 football team. They've run the ball and thrown the ball effectively all year long. They've been a good football team, and Coach Brandon has done a good job. But you're just killing yourself. You want to talk about cutesy. So here they are in the shotgun formation. He sprints. You know how many snaps they've taken under center all game? Zero. And so he runs up quickly, puts his hand on the center behind.
I've seen some NFL teams do this recently where they spread out and then they actually make it look like they're going to go do an adjustment on the line and then get the snap under center and just kind of eke it in.
Right.
But there's no need for that.
Well, number 1, there's no need. Number 2, as soon as he ran up to go under center, I don't know if you saw what Central Hard did. What a great job by their defensive coordinator, Coach Jackson. All of their defenders went running in over the center. I mean, it was obvious. There's no backs in the backfield. It's a quarterback sneak. And their entire defense went sprinting into the middle of the field to take that away. But
I wonder if that's you always saw like watching game film. I think me and you loved watching game film to figure out what teams are doing. I wonder if that's something that Coach Jackson has saw them do before.
It's possible.
And he had that on his radar. Like, if they do this can be something that's coming.
So, you can talk about quarterback, but that snap never got to his hands. The center has been snapping the ball, shotgun snap, all game long. and then you go running under center quickly. The quarterback's hands are on his behind for maybe a half a second when they tried to snap it. They tried to do it really quickly.
Well, they're trying to do it fast.
He never got it up to his hands. The ball actually squirted between the quarterback's legs into the backfield. So the snap never came up. He just shot it back like he's been doing all game long. I guess.
Well, he didn't do the snap and turn. It was straight back, almost like you were doing a shotgun snap as an under center snap, which is a completely different snap.
So listen, obviously we're Central Hardin homers here, and I'm acting incredibly disappointed that this other team, isn't doing things that are good. I just feel bad for kids when the guys on the sideline are not doing things to put them in good positions. When they have opportunities, they make big plays and they got opportunities, and they're just
I think that
throwing
they've
them away.
kind of pointed out this game is when they're in their base look.
They've been effective.
Yeah. And that's where they've got their most positive yards and then have done the most damage against the Bruins defense. Stop going away from it.
And so I'm all thrilled because on first down they actually ran a play out of their base look. And then all of a sudden they go sprinting up at the line of scrimmage to try to trick Central Hardin again. Run your offense. Run your plays. Give your boys an opportunity to make a play to score the football.
Go empty. Shotgun empty, spread them out.
That's what they were. That's what they were in right there. They were in empty. I don't know if I like that. I like spreading them out with a back because now you can run the ball, a power run, and you can sprint out and throw it, or you can play action. You can do all kinds of things and give yourselves opportunities to score the ball. They still have not run the ball out of their base look on the goal line. In other words, Mason Gardner, nice stiff arm, steps out of bounds. I'm sure he'd rather stay in bounds, but they're continuing to move the ball. They've had a first down. Now Mason Gardner talking to his offensive coordinator saying, I know that's my fault. I should have stayed in bounds. But, if he can continue to make first downs, that won't matter.
Nobody likes getting hit.
Yeah. Mason, I don't know. Mason likes delivering some shots. But so anyway, going back to that goal line. So they ran one play out of their base look.
It was only second down.
And it was a throw. They still never, inside the 5, they still never ran the ball out of their base offense, which they did many times during the course and had some good plays out of it. So can you spread them out and run a running play out of that base look where you're going to have a little bit more space because coverage guys have spread out. So you got opportunities. They never one time ran a running play out of their base offense in, I think, 9 plays from the 1 yard line, 8 plays from the 1 yard line. Never once did that. They were either in their wildcat or they threw the ball. So never.
To me, after the first series of seeing that in the wildcat look that it was not going to work in goal line, that's when you ditch it and say, this is the adjustment we're making. We can't do this now.
2:02 to go, 3rd and 1.
He's going to have the first down.
Yeah,
and then
good
some,
run up to the 50.
Now the clock's just going to keep running, and I think they've got 1 timeout left.
Yeah. So the Bruins will put this one on ice. So now going back to playoff scenarios, listen, I'm not educated enough to know
the magic behind the formula.
Right, but here's the situation. The situation is
Bullet East won.
So Bullet East beat Manual, which is a little surprising, but good win for Bullet East. I think we might be at Bullet East next week. But here's the thing. The plan was, after the first 2 rounds, to reseed everybody. That's the new plan. So you play within the regions the first 2 weeks, which we have done. We played the 4 seed and the 2 seed from the Western Kentucky region, or district, that is, I'm sorry, in our region. Then they're going to reseed, shuffle everybody around, and the higher seeds getting the home field advantage. We are one of the lower seeds. Now, again, we would have had to have had 2 or 3 big upsets out there for us to end up at a home game, is the reality of that situation. So what it's looking like is we will be on the road next week, meaning Central Hardin, possibly at Bullet East. I don't think we'll be at Mail because Mail is a lower-seeded team. Somebody else Mail will be going somewhere else and say Mail may end up down in Henderson County for all we know.
Yeah, for some reason that score is not showing.
I wonder what's happening in the
Henderson County games.
I think it's Henderson County is up pretty good last report. Ballard beat Ryle High School. We're inside 30 seconds, and the Bruins will go to 11-1. What a great season for this Bruins squad. Going to the third round of the playoffs, 11-1.
Winning district.
Winning their district championship. Looking good in these playoff games. Again, a couple turnovers cost them maybe some more scores tonight.
Yeah, there were some points.
But you could also say Daviess County left a bunch of them on the board as well.
I mean, they had
opportunities.
Three series that they were in the red zone that they really, I mean, you got to score when you're in there.
So want to just give a last thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to our crew tonight. That was River Perry, Kyler Barkley, Case Taylor, Travion Doolin, Devontae Carney, and Director John White. Thanks to them on a cold night like tonight. That is not an easy job, standing up on top of the press box, operating a camera. I don't want to do it.
And that is a season for us.
That probably is the season for us. We will take a look around. Please check to see if we are going to be carrying a game next week. We'll have to see where all the local teams. E-Town was beaten, so Central Hardin is the last local team still in the playoffs. We'll see where they're going to play. Usually we don't carry a ball game if it's not in town. Again, a lot of our workers are student workers. We're not going to have those young men and women headed out of town on long trips to work for. So it's a good chance that our season is over as far as calling games, but we'll obviously have information for that on our website, HCEC-TV, and on the Hardin County schools webpage as well, to let you guys know if we're going to have coverage of the Central Hardin continuing their run. But a good win tonight, 17-3 over the Daviess County Panthers. Big for this program to go to 11-1.
And for some of these seniors, it's their last time playing on the field.
It's looking that way. It is looking that way. So for Tony Menendez, this is Paul Gray. Good night, everybody.